can't do that. We could not. There's no way. Again, we had a nice long conversation about it. I was never going to hit submit on it. The reason why is because it was one. We only had one entry. If we had more than one entry, I'm pretty convinced one of them would have been on Chicago. Because now the entire world's flipped upside down.
Yeah. Number one, that's an incredible win by the Bears and an incredible season.
Yes, it is.
And this Ben Johnson coach division, Dallas is 7-1. Dallas 7-1 to win the division. What a choke job this would be.
What was that number a month ago?
Oh, God. The Packers are $1.40. The Bears are plus 150. They play next week. Bears continue to win. Awesome job. Baltimore's $1.75. Pittsburgh's plus 185. Let me see what happened to the number now on the Lions. Because that really hurts. That really hurts the Lions with another Bears win. Because you're going to have to jump so many teams. And can you win?
This team is 9-3.
They just went over their win total, too.
Oh, yeah. First winning season since 2018.
Wow.
I did not think it was going to work at all. Year one, Ben Johnson with Caleb Williams. And somehow, I know look, Fugazi, whatever. They've won a lot of games that came down to coin flips. I get it. But this is their first winning year since 2018. And again, I will tell you, if you put on any game this year pretty much and compare it to anything that we saw with Eberflus, it's night and day. And if they, by the way, yes, I have Ben Johnson to win Coach of the Year. So I'm going to sit here and tell you why he should win over the next month. But when they showed the standings again yesterday during the Lions-Packers game on Thanksgiving Day last year and how many wins those teams had, it was the best division ever for amount of wins. Detroit had 15, Minnesota 14, and Green Bay had 11. All three playoff teams, obviously. The Bears were in last place, 5 wins last year. If the Bears win the division with those teams in it from last year, yes, he's the NFL Coach of the Year. And I get it, Vrabel people who have bets on him, obviously, they're going to sit and point to 13, 14 wins. You play in the AFC East, and you had a win total of 8.5. So he's got to be the guy if they win the division, especially. But now, they still have we've been saying this for 2 weeks, so a month. They have a really tough schedule, but they keep winning games.
Yeah, be careful. Schottenheimer.
Well, again, I told you earlier, I'm here for anything Dallas Cowboys related.
I know. This is so good. This is juicy now. I mean, you have to like them Thursday night.
Oh, you have to.
Detroit's a mash unit.
You have to like them.
And how they're cooking offensively.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be, America's team. Imagine the Cowboys do this. Official horse racing partner of VEASAN, First Bet, built for bettors who demand more. First Bet isn't about just placing a bet. It's about helping bettors of all levels with handicapping tools that provide data-driven insights, help you make smarter bets. Win, play, show probabilities for each runner. You can quickly and easily identify good value plays and improve your ROI. Take advantage of the limited time $250 sign-up offer to claim your bonus promo code VEASAN250. Sign up in the First Bet app or at firstbet.com, promo code VEASAN250. College, you're going to say?
This is a tweet from Patrick. This will be known as Black Thanksgiving Survivor Massacre. It's a long name, but do with it what you will.
I'm stunned.
Yep.
It is absolutely crazy. Still, Georgia and Georgia Tech, 13-6, fourth quarter. 33.5 in-play total.
Wow.
Screwing around. North Texas opening up a can on Temple. They're going to go to the AAC title game next week. They're up 38-14, 72.5 in play. Big one in the Mountain West. Aztecs win. They're in the title game. They're tied with New Mexico. It's 9 minutes left. Aztecs 2.5 in play. Utah State leads Boise by 8, 21-13. And A&M and Texas coming up. A&M 2.5 and 53.5.
What do you make of that game?
That's a tough one.
I have some numbers.
I'm concerned with the South Carolina performance, but that's. Go ahead. You were going to say?
I got some numbers on Manning coming up that are pretty eye-popping here in a good way. Got that. And also, I think I'm very intrigued by Oregon and Washington. Dan Lanning does not have a good track record here against this team.
Or in that venue, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Sure.
Yep. Arizona State's a good one coming up, too. Okay. Arizona laying 1.5.
I kind of like Arizona there. Up next, final weekend, we'll continue here with college football. Don't look now, but he's playing really good football. I'll give you the numbers next here on VEASAN.
This is the Bloomberg Business of Sports Report, brought to you by LinkedIn. I'm Michael Barr. A lawsuit by Johnny Cash's estate against Coca-Cola for using a likeness of the singer's famous voice will likely lead to the company's ad being pulled from NCAA football games and millions of dollars in lost licensing damages. The lawsuit acknowledges that the voice is a Cash impersonator, but it is still illegal because of a Tennessee law that protects easily recognizable voices. Former LSU coach Brian Kelly received a letter from the university confirming that he was fired without cause and is owed liquidated damages as required under his contract of about $54 million. The letter clears the way for Kelly to withdraw a November 10th lawsuit against the university, which he alleged that LSU officials had suggested he could be fired for cause. Kelly's lawsuit alleged that LSU representatives had told his attorneys that the coach was never formally terminated. With the Bloomberg Business of Sports Report, I'm Michael Barr.
Are you like everybody else in the world who has no idea what to get everyone for the holidays? Well, you're in luck. We got you. Hands-free Skechers slip-ins. Because with hands-free Skechers slip-ins, you just step into them and they're on. There's no bending down, no touching, no fuss. Plus, Skechers slip-ins come in everyone's favorite styles and colors. And you can get slip-ins everywhere stylish footwear is sold, including a Skechers store. Or if you're too busy to shop in person, just get them online at Skechers.com, Amazon, and more.
With Fidelity Wealth Management, a dedicated advisor gets to know you and your goals to build a comprehensive plan to help grow and protect your wealth. Backed by a team of specialists, they'll analyze all your accounts, even the ones they don't manage, to keep an eye on taxes and provide proactive portfolio insights that can help you unlock your wealth's full potential. Learn more at fidelity.com/wealth. Investment minimums apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC.
Your bets don't stop after lunch, and neither does VEASAN. At 2 p.m. Eastern, join Stormy and JBT as Money Move sets the table for the rest of the day's action. Then it's Follow the Money at 4 with reactions and sharp insights from Mitch Moss and Paulie Howard. At 7, VEASAN Primetime delivers live updates, betting analysis, and big game coverage. And when the lights are low, Cashing Out wraps up the night with highlights, recaps, and the bets that hit. Check out the full lineup on VEASAN.com and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Hi, this is Grace Remington for VEASAN, the Sports Betting Network. Bet smarter this football season with the ultimate game day tools at VEASAN.com. Get real-time betting lines and futures odds comparisons, weather updates, score projections, and power ratings all in one place. Click on the NFL and college football tabs at VEASAN.com and make every wager count. Our Black Friday special is live. For just $60, get full VEASAN Pro access to everything we offer all the way to May 1st. Go to VEASAN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Okay, this is absolutely incredible. Derek Stevens is going to be on with Matt Humans at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. Derek is the owner and CEO of this amazing property. He'll expand on this. So 900 people were still alive in Circus Survivor going into Thanksgiving weekend. 49 made it through. Do you know what happened last year?
Hit me.
54 people were alive going into Thanksgiving. 54 people made it through. Every year is a snowflake.
Yep. This is insanity. Biggest upsets on Thanksgiving history.
Oh my!
The Dolphins in 1993, the Leon Lett game, catching 10. 2 years ago, when all hell broke loose, Love and the Packers plus 8.5. 2015, Bears plus 7.5 beat the Packers. 1986, Seattle was catching 7.5. We just had back-to-back games, 7.5 cashed. Some of the biggest upsets in the history of Thanksgiving/Black Friday. And even if the Eagles won, it was no big whoop. Because there's still 500 people left.
Sure, right.
Because not much was selected in that Green Bay game. And he had 83 on Kansas City.
Right.
But,
well, Baltimore wins last night. We have, 350 people left?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Right, give or take?
But it's just what happened in the last two games. And now the unthinkable with this guy who completely butchered it and used all the good teams and had no choice. He didn't even have Green Bay. The one dog you could have made a strong case for going in. Yeah, they're only a 2.5-point favorite, or 2.5-point dog. Detroit's got a ton of injuries. Love can they already beat them. They can win that game. He already used them. He had no Green Bay. He had no Detroit. He had no Kansas City. He had no Baltimore. He had no Philly. He's 4-0.
How about this? So what do we do about the whole, we got to save teams for the holidays moving forward?
This is a total fluke.
I would agree with that. Yeah, you still have to do that,
fluke.
obviously. Yeah.
I mean, good luck with that. I mean, you want to keep taking 7, 8-point dogs. It's funny, the last couple of years, we haven't had upsets. You get a team laying more than 6.5, it's a lock.
Yep.
They don't lose these games. The other thing is, what is going on in Philadelphia? Nothing happened offensively till late in the game when the Bears were going soft. A.J. Brown ate. He had a $130. Chicago had 280 yards rushing. Swift had a $135. Monungai ran for 130. What did I just watch?
I know.
And Ben Johnson's in love. He threw it 36 times.
Sure.
What are you doing?
By the way, in a windy stadium today.
35-mile-per-hour winds.
I was losing my mind there for, second, third quarter of the game. Like, keep running it, man. They're not stopping you. They have no solution.
Oh.
There was the one drive to begin the third quarter, I believe. 7-yard run. So they're looking at a 2nd and 3. What happens? Williams is sacked. So it's third, all of a sudden, like 3rd and much longer. And then he has to throw again, incomplete. Like, 2nd and 3, man. You're getting 5 yards at minimum every single time you run the football. Like, that's probably going to be a first down, or you're going to be 3rd and short. But, man, they're an unbelievable story right now, winning games. Going over their win total already. And what do you say, plus 150 to win the division? Now, all of a sudden, that game against the Packers coming up, monster.
Yep, and they play on that Saturday in a couple of weeks, too.
Yeah. Derek also pointed out that of the 49 people still alive, any one of them in Circa Grandissimo would have won it outright. Playing the same strategy or the teams. It's the exact opposite of last year. We finally got it. It wouldn't stop last year to begin the season.
Mm-hmm.
And 97% of the field was gone by October. This year, when is it going to come? When are we going to get the carnage? 1 week, basically. Week 5, when you had a bunch and I had the Rams and Cardinals went down and everything like that.
Dallas Cowboys now plus 650 to win the division.
Keeps going down.
How about the 3 people that were on Baltimore last night? How you feel? And you just won $1 million.
Yeah. You backed in.
You backed into it.
Sure.
6 people whack it up.
Wow.
I told you Grandissimo wouldn't go past Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
That was all.
It did. It actually went to Black Friday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, God. The fun. The insanity. I can't believe what just transpired.
I got to know
over the
now
last couple of days.
If any of these teams were used in the Westgate contest.
Reach out to John Murray. That's a great question.
I got one there. That's down to 8. Maybe somebody used.
I'm sure they did.
Philly or Baltimore.
Yeah.
That's again the whole trick was getting past this weekend because now the setup really begins. Because you have again the last 2 days we didn't have any of these bottom feeders playing, so you couldn't fade them. But now you're going to have good teams taking on awful teams like every single week.
Yeah. And bye-bye home field for Philly. Can you even hang on and win the division? The Detroit Lions are the 8th seed. They're 3 games behind the Packers. They got swept.
Yep.
They're a game behind San Francisco.
I got news for you. They're not catching San Francisco.
The Niners got an easy schedule. The Lions do not. Detroit's the 8. Dallas is the 9.
You know what?
They're also, the Chicago Bears are the 2 seed. 9 and 3.
Yeah, why not? Hold on. The Niners, it's not as easy as we once thought. At Cleveland Sunday, bye week. Tennessee, yes. After that, the Monday before Christmas, they're at Indy. They get the Bears at home.
Yeah, it's a Sunday night game.
They also get Seattle at home.
And who knows who they play. I know, but you win these next 2. That's 10.
Yeah.
You bank 10. Good luck.
Yeah, they should be a playoff team.
Yeah, their conference record. If you can't go into Cleveland and beat Sanders, then you're not a playoff team.
Yeah, I know.
They are 8-2 in the conference. Hello, tiebreakers.
That's huge.
Yep. Win these next 2 games, you're going to the playoffs.
How many more wins do you think the Lions have? Dallas Thursday. After that, they're at the Rams.
Oh, boy.
Pittsburgh at home, at Minnesota, at Chicago.
Boy, that would be something if that Bears game matters.
Can they win 2 more games?
Oh, yeah.
3? I don't know if they get to 3.
They'll beat Minnesota. They'll beat Pittsburgh. Thursday night's tough. I don't like them Thursday.
No,
here it is again, right? Here it is again with the injuries.
Again, back-to-back years.
And all of a sudden, the defense can't stop anybody.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah, Packers look really good yesterday.
Yep.
Are the Packers going to win that division, or is it really going to be Chicago?
I need to see Love do it again. Although he's been great this time of the year.
I agree with that.
Before the Black Friday game, Detroit was $1.25 to make the playoffs. How? Kansas City was even money. Mahomes is right. They got to run the table. They lose every tiebreaker.
Mm-hmm.
Baltimore $1.85. Jacksonville up to $4. Dallas plus 280. Bills minus 750. Chargers $1.45. Houston plus 115. At Indy and at Kansas City. Get a split, you can maybe do it and then run out.
Ooh.
Cincinnati 11-1. Stranger things have happened. They go to Buffalo next week.
I'd call that a winnable game.
Yeah. With Burrow back, and now all of a sudden you're taking the ball away? Forcing turnovers?
That's probably not going to be a thing. The Ravens were just so pathetic last night.
I'm just sick of Lamar Jackson. I've just had it.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You're a veteran. Stop turning the ball over.
I know it.
Stupid mistakes. Unforced stuff. Like the one with the, was that the tuck rule? And then it just, why are you throwing in that situation? Go to halftime. You have a guy who hasn't made a 50-yard field goal all year. Mm-hmm. Who are you kidding? Mm-hmm. You're backed up with 30 seconds.
Well, I just can't get the lively fumble. And then one of the most they never call offensive pass interference.
That was horrendous.
That's just, total daggers right there.
Yep.
I'll give you this. Texas A&M begins in an hour and 7 minutes. Arch Manning last 4 games. Almost 330 per contest, 11 touchdowns, 2 INTs. Nate Tice, Mike Tice's son. Nate lives in Las Vegas. He's been on this network many times, works for Yahoo Sports. He tweeted out a couple days ago, Arch Manning would be the number 1 pick in the draft. Do you see that?
I saw it.
Yeah. And?
No.
If he closes strong, like if he looks great tonight, not going to happen?
Not happening.
No. He would have to, maybe in 2 years, could he come back to Texas next year and actually put together a full season where he looks?
I would think we could like to fix the throwing motion, too.
I would think so as well.
With the Kent Colvey, Quisenberry stuff. 16, you got more?
I have more games.
Okay. I was just going to, 16-6 Georgia, 8 minutes left.
Okay.
29.5 in play. Under minus 160.
Would you, if you bet, and you gave that out earlier, saying you think that it would be a good bet when it was 52.5, I believe?
Late first quarter. It was 52.5. It was 3-0.
Would you want to come back right now and go for middle or no?
I don't know. I'm not watching the game. I don't know if Georgia Tech could get anything going. And North Texas is going to win. 13 minutes left. 45-14. They'll play Tulane in the AAC title game. 2 great games going on in the Mountain West. Aztecs and New Mexico still tied at 17. Utah State up 8 on Boise. Okay.
Dan Lanning 1-3 in his career against Washington. This week he came out talking to the media and told him how much this game means to him personally, because it has not gone well.
Yeah.
Typically. So what does that mean overall? Enough for you to he's going to put everything he possibly can into this game? I just think Washington is going to be a tough matchup for him overall.
Yep. And I like Pitt against Miami. I like Michigan against the Buckeyes. And I'm with Jimmy Ott. LSU and Oklahoma, they're going to have problems moving the game with no problem with weather. How about 35-mile-per-hour winds?
No kidding. We're going to get to in-pocket plays coming up early here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Progressive knows there are some surprisingly expensive things in life, like fences. A house with a big yard and a white picket fence was always the dream. But then you saw the price to install a fence and you're wondering if the color is driving the price up. Nobody ever dreams of a beige or a gray picket fence, right? So maybe those fences are cheaper. But no, they're not. Then you remember that switching your home and auto to Progressive could save you hundreds and make all your dreams of a fence come true. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. We're dedicated to serving people 50 and up like me. Our needs are different. Big Wireless wants us in an unlimited plan, but if you're not using all that data, you're probably getting used. At Consumer Cellular, we're focused on affordable, reliable plans, including data that suits your needs, not ours. Our plans start at just $20, and you'll get the best customer service in the business.
Call 1-888-FREEDOM or visit consumercellular.com/facts. Plans include 5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional facts.
Experience the time of your life at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Live it up with the world's largest sports book, Circa Sports. Get loose and get loud with all sports, all seasons at Stadium Swim. Take in the $1 million views at our rooftop lounge, Legacy Club. Go big and go all night with our luxurious rooms and suites. Book the time of your life today at circalasvegas.com.
Tim Murray is getting you ready for a full day of college football action every Saturday on the College Football Tailgate Show. Join Tim each week from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern as he takes you through the latest college football news, odds, and matchups with plenty of picks to sink your teeth into. With expert guests from around the country, we've got the college football landscape covered. It's the College Football Tailgate Show, Saturdays from 9 a.m. to noon Eastern on VSiN, the sports betting network. Think you're better than the VSiN experts? Prove it in the Edge Boost Average Joe contest. It's free to play, and you can register anytime during the season to be eligible for weekly and quarterly prizes. Plus, each week, the highest score gets a $500 Edge Boost deposit. And if the weekly winner already has an Edge Boost account, that prize is boosted to $1,000. Enter the contest today at VSiN.com/Joe. That's VSIN.com/JOE.
In sports, timing is everything, and your moment is now with VSiN. If you're a business owner, advertiser, or media buyer, VSiN connects your brands to millions of engaged sports fans who don't just watch the game, they live it. Reach fans across our live television shows, top-ranked podcasts, daily newsletters, and more than 400 radio affiliates nationwide, including SiriusXM Channel 158. You'll also find VSiN on YouTube TV, Rogers Sportsnet, Nesson, Marquee Sports Network, and VSiN.com. Take your reach even further with exclusive advertiser-only events where you'll build real relationships with our award-winning broadcasters, hosts, and fans in unforgettable high-impact settings. Trusted voices, proven engagement, and a loyal audience that listens, watches, and takes action. Your customers are here. Your message belongs here too. Advertise today at VSiN.com/advertise or email advertising@VSiN.com. That's VSIN.com/advertise.
Looking for an edge on NFL player props? VSiN Pro's new NFL player prop projections tool is here. It compares DraftKings lines with Opta-powered AI projections, so you can see where the numbers differ and spot potential value before you place your bets. Our player prop projections tool is available now exclusively for VSiN Pro subscribers. Go to VSiN.com/props to check out this tool and more, only on VSiN, the sports betting network.
These games are a burial, a blowout, a human lock. You can bet your children's unborn children on these games.
I was so good that whenever I bet, I could change the odds for every bookmaker in the country.
All right, had some fun with the Thanksgiving Day props. Some of them got there, others did not. Both teams to make a 33-yard field goal, no help from Butker. Incredible. That's a loser. Mahomes missed the passing yards by 3 yards. Come on. That's no good. Chiefs, lane 3, also no good. I thought they'd run them out, especially after Dak had the early interception, and it was 7-0 Kansas City. What a story with the Cowboys, how they've turned this around and what they've done defensively. All teams to have a field goal, no good. All teams to have a touchdown pass, likely got me there. Lamar Jackson couldn't throw for a touchdown against the Bengals, and they abandoned the run for 2 quarters? Come on. Monken, you're a disgrace. How does Harbaugh not rip him? I love Harbaugh coming out of the locker room. We have to get back to basics and run the ball. How do you let the train get off the tracks like that? You got Henry. We just saw this in an AFC title game.
Right,
run the ball.
I know.
Goal in the first 10 winner with the Avalanche. They were on a 16-2 run. They scored 2 minutes into the game. They had a loser, though, today against the Wild. Mahomes went over longest rush. Williams did not. It was only 5 yards. That was no good. Most points on Thanksgiving, plus 750 with the Packers. Gets knocked down, though, with the dead heat, tied with Dallas. And Loop, longest field goal, 7-1. No good there. He did not have a field goal. Thought they had plenty of opportunities, but Baltimore let me down. West Virginia plus 24.5 tomorrow. Pitt plus 7. Michigan plus 10.5. And Ole Miss to miss. It's a loser. Good job by Kiffin before he takes the LSU job and is out the door. They were awesome today in the win in the Egg Bowl, and Ole Miss will make the playoff as that number came down as well. But they were awesome in that game. Congrats to Ole Miss.
All right. Going back to the plays on Wednesday, some losers here. LaMelo Ball, over 7.5. He got in foul trouble right away. Stayed under. That was no good. Ware for the Heat also stayed under. He was pushed to the bench in that game. Still got playing time, but came up a little bit short with 21 overall. And St. Mary's,
Vandy's a wagon.
Plus 375. They got absolutely buried today in the battle for Atlantis. I did hedge, though. I took minus 190 on Vandy money line before the game started, but that does you no good if you bet St. Mary's because we were not on the air at all for any of this tournament. So St. Mary's played the first game after our show was done on Wednesday, and now they played the title game this morning, and so that was a loser. That would have been plus 375, but they got there. Those were the two best teams in the tournament, and that's the reason why I bet St. Mary's originally at that number. Colts Texans under 44.5 coming up on Sunday. I do have the Giants plus 7.5 against the Patriots. That's on Monday night, and Jackson Dart has been cleared.
Yep.
So there's that, and give me the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah.
Plus 3.5 against Detroit on Thursday night. I'm going to bet them on the money line as well, I believe.
Props will be fun for that game. Loser leaves town. That's a playoff game. That's awesome.
No doubt.
I like what our friends from Ottawa said. There's too much going on. Full NBA card. Hockey started early. Anthony Davis is back. Lakers play the Mavs tonight. Man. Think sports start getting paid for it. Better Picks, daily fantasy sports app where your knowledge turns into cash. Sign up today, get free money, no deposit needed when you do deposit. 50% deposit match up to $200. Download Better in the Apple Google Play Store. Head to better.app. Promo code VEASAN for your free money and deposit bonus.
I'll give you some numbers for tonight's NBA card that you can get at vsin.com/NBA props. The Opta AI stats, they are projecting Paul George for almost 19 points tonight, Paulie. His number's around 14.5 in the game. P.J. Washington, they're projecting for 8.2 rebounds. His prop is 6.5. Colin Gillespie has been, really good for the Phoenix Suns. So good that he might get some traction for most improved player in the league. They are projecting 6.14 assists for him tonight. They're right. The Phoenix Suns are good this year. They're catching, 14 against Oklahoma City?
Yeah.
I believe?
Yeah.
So it's...
Williams back. I mean, good luck for the rest of the league.
It's amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Although the Wolves gave them trouble the other night.
Yeah.
The Wolves can be a tough matchup, man. That team is so hard to figure out. And they also have Isaiah Joe over 1.5 made threes. I think you got to pay some pretty decent juice with that, but they're projecting about 2.6 out of him in that game. Let me give you this as well. The Spurs are playing at Denver. San Antonio is 3-15 straight up and ATS on the road in the one-day rest scenario since January. You have that, and you also have NBA teams playing on the road in a one-day rest scenario, 38-78 straight up, 43-71 and 2 ATS against teams with 3+ days of rest over the past 4 years. So that would be to fade San Antonio and fade Sacramento at Utah tonight. Historically speaking, total schedule edge to Denver and Utah in these games. And again, these are numbers all courtesy of Steve Makinen at vsin.com. Oklahoma City takes on the Suns, as I said. They are 33-5 straight up, 37-1 ATS playing at home in the one-day rest spot going back to March of 2024. So, I mean, how many of those games, those 38 games, were they laying huge numbers and they're still 37-1 ATS? Wow.
Yeah. Now I'm excited to look at Circa Survivor availability.
But you have to.
Now we'll see down to 4. This guy who's got 4 has used all the good teams, though. I mean, this guy, Corsi, incredible. And
Well,
then
hold on. He used the good teams that were playing today and yesterday.
Well, he didn't have some of the elite,
No, I know that. So is there a chance that he still has Seattle and the Rams? It's maybe a little unlikely.
I can't imagine. How many people will use Jacksonville? Chargers will be the most selected. Tennessee's lost 10 in a row at home.
How many people are going to use Miami?
Miami will be popular, yeah.
And as you said earlier, a $100 parlay this weekend, and all the dogs paid $14,000.
2 huge upsets going back to history of Thanksgiving / Black Friday. No doubt. Tampa up to 4.5. Bucky should be back. Mayfield could play. Good news for Tampa. And good news for Houston with Stroud. I can't believe this. This Jones situation's bizarre. Seems like he's going to be like they're holding him together with glue and duct tape.
Anytime that you hear fibula.
Yeah.
And did they throw the word fracture around as well?
Yeah.
He's going to play?
Was it Romo? Or didn't they play with a punctured lung?
Yeah.
1 year?
Yeah, I think it was Romo because he had that jacket on, right? That special jacket that they made for him. By the way, here's another one, too. I haven't bet it yet. I was waiting for more spots to come down to like 5.5 on the game because there's money on Washington. Don't we think Denver really puts it to the Commanders in this game? They're going to dominate both lines in scrimmage here.
I'm surprised by this, yeah.
And I would think if they just want to run the ball all day long and like it's not, the Washington is going to do nothing on offense, I don't think. And you also have a couple of other numbers here. Sunday Night Football, non-conference opponents, under is 32-14, last 46. But how about road favorites coming out of their bye? 97-66-4 ATS since 1999, 118-49 straight up. That fits the bill here for Denver. And against non-conference opponents, road teams off the bye, 36-16-3 ATS since 2000. That is 69.2%. That's Denver. And I also think it's just a massive matchup nightmare here for the Commanders in this game.
Yep.
So
they've 0-6 ATS run. We were running down schedules earlier. How about the Philadelphia schedule and how bad this offense has been? At the Chargers Monday night. Should win, but Raiders at home. Lane Johnson's expected to be back. At Washington, at Buffalo, Washington again. They're still going to hang on and get it, win the division. But bye-bye home field. And I don't know. It's starting to look like what happened a couple years ago when they were 10-1. Had chemistry issues and then got boat raced against Tampa and looked like they quit and didn't want to be there in the playoff game.
So here's one then. If you're at least semi-serious that Dallas might track them down in the division, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not talking crazy that they could win out.
Right. So if let's just for a second play that game, and the Cowboys win the division. How about a no price on the Eagles in it for the playoffs? Because the NFC is absolutely stacked, and they have that monster. They do have the tiebreaker against Detroit, obviously. But will the East get 2 teams? Because the West is going to get 3. You're going to get
Philly would get in with 6 losses. Yeah. I mean, if Dallas wins out, then Dallas only has 5 losses, and the tie helps them.
I'm just saying, but I think 3 teams in the West are going to make it. You're going to get the winner of Tampa.
Yeah, but the Niners should, but they lose Sunday. That changes everything.
We're getting at least 2 out of the North. I'm just saying, if you think the Cowboys are going to win the division, I think there's an angle where the Eagles would actually miss then. Mike Palm next. Absolute bedlam. Yesterday and today in Survivor. We'll run it down with him coming up here on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
With the new IHOP value menu, $6 is all it takes to go to your happy place, where stacks of pancakes with bacon and eggs are just $6 every day. French toast, sausage, and eggs are, you guessed it, $6. And fluffy omelets come with a side of pancakes and only cost $6. Go to your happy plates every day at IHOP. $7 in some locations. Available every day for a limited time at participating restaurants in the U.S. Hours may vary. No substitutions. Not valid with other discounts or promotions. Prices may vary.
Find what you love what you find. A Total Wine and More, the soul much waiting for you. Spirits and beer, thousands of wines. Walk right through the door, it's all here to explore. With guides in the know and prices so low, it just might blow your mind. You're gonna find what you love and love what you find.
Drink responsibly, B21.
Experience the ultimate pool and watch party at Circa Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Hi, I'm Derek Stevens, owner and chief executive officer of Circa Las Vegas, and I want to welcome you to Stadium Swim, your year-round destination for non-stop fun. With 3 levels, 6 pools, and a massive 143-foot screen, catch every game, every season. It's the place to be in Las Vegas. Soak up the sun and party all night, 365 days a year at Stadium Swim. Secure your spot now at CircaLasVegas.com.
VSiN's player prop projection tool is now available for the NBA. Get projections for points, assists, rebounds, and more powered by Opta AI. On VSiN.com/NBA props, we line up our projections against the latest DraftKings odds so you can quickly spot mismatches and find value before the market adjusts. The NBA player prop projections tool is available exclusively to VSiN Pro subscribers. Check it out now at VSiN.com/NBA props and join us on the Sports Betting Network.
Hi, everybody. Jensen Lewis here, co-host of VSiN By the Books. Tune in on Monday as Super Dave Ross returns, and we recap a massive weekend of NFL and college football action. We'll also preview the Monday Night Football game between the Giants and the Patriots. We're joined, as always, on a Monday by our GM, Marty Herney, Will Hill, and maybe even a pair of special guests with some big news out of the state of Missouri. It's VSiN By the Books, Monday, 7 to 10 a.m. Eastern on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Before the line moves, the Sharp Plays is already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar sports books or full-time sharps on your own, but with the Sharp Plays, you don't have to. Powered by advanced AI and insider sources across the NFL, NBA, MLB, and college basketball, the Sharp Plays delivers free betting reports, real-time alerts, and market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. Since 2011, trusted by pros, watched by the books. Visit sharpplays.com and stay ahead of the line.
Elevate your sports betting game with VSiN's exclusive betting splits. Stay ahead with real-time market trends and track bet percentages on any matchup. Then uncover the edge by comparing them to the amount of bets placed to find out where the sharp money is headed. Upgrade to VSiN Pro to access betting splits, live odds, line moves, power ratings, and in-depth game analysis. Go to VSiN.com/pro to join VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
Please stand by for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network on the Live 365 Network and the Live 365 app.
Friday nights are hockey nights. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, from the Cavelli Center in downtown Youngstown, Ohio. The United States Hockey League is proud to present regular season game number 22 for your Youngstown Phantoms tonight. They take on the Tri-City Storm. Good evening, sports fans. My name is Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Pleased to be bringing you the action this evening on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. Phantoms were last in action on Saturday night at Imon Arena in Dubuque, taking on the Fighting Saints, a 5-3 Youngstown victory. After scoreless first period, Etu Orpana opened the scoring with a power play goal at 3:28 of the second to give Dubuque a 1-0 lead, but Youngstown would score the next four at 11:52. It was Evan Jardine with his 9th of the season. Carter Murphy and Jack Hextall with the assists on that power play goal. We were tied at 1 at the end of the second period. 45 seconds into the third, a power play goal for Ryan Rusinski, his 12th of the season. Cooper Simpson and Jack Hextall with the assists. At 2:34, Matusz Kaharczyk, a power play goal, his 6th of the season. Malachi McKinnon and Logan Anderson with the assists. Then at 3:11 was Rusinski again, 13th of the season, 2nd of the game. Jardine and Jack Wilson with the helpers. 4-1 Youngstown. At 16:04, Charlie Aaron gets one back. An even strength goal, his 8th of the season. Phantoms led 4-2. And then at 16:50, empty net goal for Rusinski to cap off the hat trick. 3rd of the game, 14th of the season. Malachi McKinnon and Jack Wilson with the helpers. 5-2 Youngstown, and then with 11.8 left in the game, Gavin Locke scored his 7th of the season for the Fighting Saints to wrap up the scoring last Saturday night. Toby Ostrabel got the win. He stopped 19 out of 22. Wojtek Hamblick took the loss. He stopped 23 out of 27. Phantom power play was 4 for 6, converting 3 times on a major power play against the Saints there at the beginning of the third period. Dubuque power play was 1 for 3. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at tonight's scratch report as well as the starting lineups. You are listening to the pregame show on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Discover Mahoning County in Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the pregame show. Let's take a look at tonight's scratch report, beginning with the visiting Tri-City Storm. You can scratch number 2, Bodie Wise, number 14, Cooper Ernwine, number 16, Max Dressner, number 27, Lincoln Helm, and number 93, Oliver Ozagani. For the Phantoms, you can scratch number 2, Melker Morin, number 8, Jesse Orlowski, number 42, Jackson Adams, and number 88, Matty Bukowski. And now for the starting lineups, we will start with the visiting Tri-City Storm, who enter tonight's game with an 8-12, 2-1 record. Their 19 points put them in 5th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Jackson, Michigan, committed to Miami, number 39, Brecken Smith. At center out of War Road, Minnesota, committed to North Dakota, number 5, Carson Pilgrim. At right wing out of Stillwater, Minnesota, committed to the University of Minnesota, number 11, Luka Jarvis. On defense, out of West Simsbury, Connecticut, committed to Quinnipiac, number 6, Drew Anastasio. And out of St. Michael, Minnesota, committed to St. Thomas, number 4, Bodie Leyland. In net, out of Hudson, Wisconsin, number 31, Owen Nelson. Nelson enters tonight's game with a 1-5-0-0 record, a .911 goals against average, and a .282 save percentage. The Storm are coached by John Tortetti, assisted by Ivan Finnis and Dan Hohen. And now for the Youngstown Phantoms, who entered tonight's game with a 13-6, 1-1 record. Their 28 points put them in 4th place in the USHL's Eastern Conference. Starting at left wing out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, committed to Quinnipiac, number 37, Sean Miller. At center, out of Czechia, number 28, Jakub Hesch, who is also committed to University of Nebraska at Omaha. At right wing, out of Medfield, Massachusetts, committed to Yale, number 16, Kyle O'Leary. On defense, out of Powell, Ohio, committed to Miami, number 18, Jack Hamilton. And out of Youngstown, Ohio, committed to Miami, number 12, Cal Houston. In net, out of Czechia, committed to UMass, number 79, Tobias Trebel. Trebel enters tonight's game with a 9-4, 1-0 record, a 2.36 goals against average, a .911 save percentage, and 1 shutout on the season. The Phantoms are coached in his 4th season by Ryan Ward. The associate head coach is Brandon Gotkin. They are assisted by their chief of staff, Redmond Brow, and their director of player development, Cal Kafuk. Equipment manager is Andrew Rush, athletic trainer Amber Martinelli, goaltending coach Neil Conway, strength and conditioning coach Tommy Malloy, and the general managers are Jason Deskins and Ryan Kosecki. The officials for tonight's game were selected by USA Hockey and are as follows. The referees will be Eric Michaels and Luke Stork. The linesmen will be Noah Fleming and Douglas Hook. Just about 5 minutes remaining here at the arena before national anthems and starting lineups, so we're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have Youngstown Phantoms hockey here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game. McDavid to the net. Off the ice player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
It goes on and on and on. Remind me of everything tonight. Yes, I'm in the zone. Dreaming about the things that we could be. It goes on and on.
Makes the save, rebound to the weak side. In front.
I need a one dance. And then we start to dance, and I'm singing like, I want something just like
The steal, Ben Simpson, toe drag, Simpson in, tucks it home, he scores!
I want you to be happier because I'm happy.
Right circle for Simpson, ripped across. Hextall, shot, score!
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013,
using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Think back to the beginning. That first game. That first jersey. That first moment when you knew you'd found your place. What you wear today started with a feeling. A feeling that changed everything. NHL Shop, a Fanatics experience.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
And now, for tonight's starters, brought to you by Mercy Health. At left wing, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, number 37, the good, bad, and ugly, Sean Miller. Vicentru, Cestina, Cesto, Ciso, Levace, Olsum, Lucas Trelet, at right wing, from Medfield, Massachusetts, number 16, lightning in a bottle, Kyle O'Leary. On defense, from Powell, Ohio, number 18, the Slim Reaper, Jack Hamilton. Also on defense, from right here in Youngstown, Ohio, by Megan Paulette.
A wonderful rendition of our national anthem on a Friday night here in Youngstown. Welcome back into the broadcast booth, ladies and gentlemen. Voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack here with you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey. It looks like we are going to have a delay in the beginning of this evening's proceedings as they are going to replace a pane of glass on the far side of the ice, far side for me, the left side of the ice in the Tri-City end, if you are watching on Flow Hockey. Storm and Phantoms for the second of 5 matchups this evening. Two teams will play a pair of games this weekend in Youngstown and then head up to Rochester, New York for a pair of games at the Tim Hortons Iceplex, just outside of Rochester, for the USHL American Cup powered by Wegmans. Phantoms have participated, I believe, in 4 of the 5 American Cups. Got last year off from the event. Joined up here in the booth by my engineer, Dave Ferris, pushing the buttons, keeping us on the air, and our supervisor, my 8-year-old son, Jonathan. We're missing Brendan Miller tonight, as he had other commitments preventing him from joining us this evening. Hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving, and that Black Friday did not damage your wallets and or credit card bills too much. Phantoms 6-1-0 against Tri-City under Phantoms head coach Ryan Ward, who is in his 4th season. Phantoms are 2-0 in Youngstown, 2-0 in Nebraska, 2-1 in Pennsylvania against the Storm, and we're going to be adding a 4th state to that list next weekend. Coach Ward also 126 wins in his USHL career, now in his 4th season, and that ties former Phantom head coach and current head coach at Miami University, Anthony Noreen. Coach Noreen here for 4 seasons, won an Anderson Cup in 2015. In fact, Anth was in the building last weekend, got to see him down at the Fall Classic in Pittsburgh. Great things going on down in Oxford for the Redhawks under Coach Noreen's leadership. All right, it looks like we are ready to go. And shout out to the fantastic ice crew here at the Cavelli Center for their quick work. Just a minor delay, like 3 minutes. They'll shut the Zamboni doors, and we'll get ready to go. It'll be Jakob Hesch against Carson Pilgrim at the center ice dot. Eric Michaels puts his arm in the air, says we're ready to go. Roll for initiative. We are underway as Hess wins the draw. Houston knocked it over toward the far wall, but couldn't get it down deep. Hamilton couldn't clear, kept in at the line by Anastasio. Down in the left corner, taken by Hesch, behind the net to Hamilton. Up the near boards to Miller, banked ahead, looking for O'Leary, but Kyle could not catch up to it, and icing will be called on the Youngstown Phantoms. 19 seconds into this first period, which is presented by our friends at Safehold. So offensive zone draw for Tri-City. They'll drop the puck to the left of Tobias Strebel. And it'll be Hesch against Pilgrim in the circle once more. Hesch wins the draw on net, patted away by Trable, turned over behind the net by former Phantom Brecken Smith. Great to see Brecken back in Youngstown, as we are down in the Tri-City and getting wiped out and sliding hard into the boards with Bodie Lehman, but right back up, quickly thrown in front by the Phantoms, but they couldn't find Miller. Now it's Hesch with it over the left side for Murphy. His shot wide of the cage. Houston looking for that rebound on the far half wall. Tried to chip it down in the corner, hit a Tri-City stick, and redirected out to the neutral zone. That was the stick of Brecken Smith. Houston down into his own end forward, carries back to the red line, fires it cross corner for Svitov. Side of the net for Rusinski. Rue has a 5-game point streak going on. Sent around the wall to Jack Wilson. Try to get it back down low, cut off by Roloff, and sent out to the neutral zone. Grabbed there by Wilson, D to Murphy, and banked ahead for Rusinski. Rue, toe drag, shot was blocked by Roloff. Rebound into the corner for Simpson. Up to the point for Murphy, walks the blue line. Carter turns and fires right to the belly of Nelson, who couldn't cover the rebound. Played to the left corner. Whacked up the wall by Rusinski, but couldn't get it to Wilson. Carrying out to center was Jensen. Gained the red line and dumped it into Youngstown zone. Tri-City off for a change as Trable plays it right corner for Wilson. Out to center for Rusinski. And then Svitov traded it off to Simpson into the zone 1-on-4. He'll chip it to the left wing corner and head off for a change. Grabbed behind the net by Murin, sent around the kick plate over to Doms. Out to the red line, but taken away there by Anderson. Back to Vini, now Hextall. Pass across, hit the stick of Lakis, and bounced back to Hextall. Up the middle for Jardine, trying to cut through a pair. Couldn't do it. Nice defense there by Mikalski. Tri-City with the high steal coming back. It's a 2-on-1. Tri-City into the zone. Fed in front, toe drag, score. Ashton Doms, his 5th goal of the season, puts Tri-City in front with the early lead. Time of the goal, 2:10. As the high turnover in the offensive zone often leads to odd man rushes. And that was a blocked shot, and Vini with the step up in the neutral zone, and Cal Houston pinched on Jack Lakis when he entered the offensive end, and that left Ashton Doms all alone down in front. And Doms, a couple of stick handles, and put it past Tobias Strebel, who was doing everything he could. But unfortunately, it is a 1-0 lead for Tri-City. Storm win the draw. They'll fire it back into the Phantoms end. Taken away right back by the Phantoms. Ahead for Sasaki. Kazimo Sasaki, first action in the USHL. 3rd leading scorer in this season in the BCHL. Acquired earlier this week by the Phantoms, but here Tri-City gets a clear back out to center. Hamilton across to Sasaki. Down the right wall. Up to the point, Braden Thompson. D to D over to Hamilton. Low shot, pad save by Nelson. Rebound played past McKinnon and out to center. Carrying ahead are the Storm. Trying to slip it into the middle was Murin. Couldn't find a receiver there. I believe he was trying to connect with Cam Springer. Phantoms are going to kick it through, and Hamilton will carry to the blue line and dump it in deep. Head off for a line change. McKinnon battling with Mikalski in the right corner. Mikalski spun off that hit, and he'll bring it ahead for the Storm. Cross-ice pass hit the stick of Rusinski and came to the near wall. Grabbed by Svitov and dropped back for Wilson in their own zone. D to D far side now for Murphy. Carter stretched it ahead to Rusinski at the line. and he'll play it deep. Leyland took it away in the corner, trying to come up the far wall. Rusinski wouldn't let him exit the zone. Back down low to Smith and around to the near side for Anastasio. Up to the line, Youngstown couldn't hold the zone again. Wilson grabs it at center, fires it far side for Murphy. Trying to bank it ahead off the dasher, he will, as Svitov gets it deep. But the first one to it is Evan Sofakidis. Sofakidis, maybe about 10 games in his USHL career for the Phantoms. Was let go during training camp and picked up by the Tri-City Storm as they will play it back out to center. Into the zone comes Smith. Fired a shot from the right dot off the stick of Jack Wilson and out of play. 15:53 left in the first. And a 1-0 Tri-City lead off the goal by Ashton Doms. Face off to the left of Trable. Face-off won by the Storm. They'll turn and fire. Shot was blocked by Miller. That was off the stick of Anastasio. O'Leary forcing the issue in the neutral zone, but Anastasio able to regather and send it into the Youngstown zone. No icing here. First one to it is Houston. Played it away from Jensen up the near wall, but grabbed by Bloomer. Back to the blue line. He'll turn and send it back down low. Missed the stick of Jensen all the way around to the left wing corner. Picked up by Vini. That long reach, he'll pitchfork it out to center, but taken right back by the Storm, and Bloomer touches up, and they'll get back offside and try to resume the attack on the forecheck. Puck rolling in the left corner for Vini, back near side for Houston. Cal ahead to Miller, out to center for O'Leary, turned and drifted a little pass for Hesh. Skated into it, but couldn't get deep into the zone. Tri-City fires it right back out to the neutral zone, grabbed by Houston, sent back in. To left wing corner comes to Anderson. Around the net now up to the point for Berard. D over to Hamilton. Turning shot. Nelson with the save. Rebound loose at the side of the cage. Phantoms looking for a holding call. Nothing coming as the Storm will break it back through center. Into the zone comes Murin. Drop back for Springer. Sticked away and out to center. 2-on-1 developing. Anderson with Hextall. Anderson across Hextall. Shot missed the cage. Rebound to Anderson. Up to the point to Hamilton. His shot missed the cage as well. Jardine to the rebound in the left corner. Jardine center point. Hamilton one-timer and a stick save by Nelson. Rebound into the right corner. Berard there to Hextall. Has Springer draped all over him. Tripped him up. Played it to the point. Jardine couldn't hold the zone. Storm get a much-needed line change. Back forward in his own zone is Hamilton. Turns and fires to Berard. Pass across was deflected. Berard denied the entry of Brecken Smith. Sasaki couldn't knock it ahead, and it's Smith in his zone, taken right back by Sasaki. Over to Jardine in front of the Tri-City bench. He'll whack it deep. First one back for it, Anastasio. Around the kick plate out to Smith at center. Grabbed by McKinnon and drop back for Murphy. Bank back ahead for Kuharczyk. Matouche chipped it off the near wall, fought through two, looked for a centering feed, hit off a Tri-City stick and came back to him. Back to the point, Wilson across, right circle, Sasaki, center point, Murphy. Carter walks the blue line, turns, fires, Nelson with the save and he'll hold. And that will bring us to immediate timeout. 13:26 left in the first. Tri-City leads 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 13:26 left in the first. 1-0 Tri-City. Storm are only 5-3 this season when they score first. Face off to the left of Nelson. Kaharchik to take the draw for Youngstown. That face off, however, won by Connor Brown. Storm around the wall to the near side. Grabbed by Bloomer, red line in blue into the Youngstown end. Lost in the right corner to Murphy, who took a spill. Able to play it left corner for Kaharchik. His pass ahead off a Tri-City stick, but did make its way to Sasaki, who couldn't clear. Off of Kaharchik and back to Murphy. Sent near side for Wilson and stretched out to the red line for Sasaki. Brought it into the zone. Worked it down the wall to Kaharchik. Tried to feed it cross point, but Wilson was heading for the bench. He'll grab it in front of the Tri-City seating area and play it ahead. Sasaki will redirect it deep and head off for a change. Almost on the side of net by Kaharchik. Did force the turnover to McKinnon in the corner. Knocked off of his stick and then pushed down heavy by Evan Sofakidis. Rolled over behind the net where it's taken by LaPointe. Sent around the wall to the far side. Picked up there by Svitov for Youngstown. Fought through a check. Still has it. Svitov near side. Bodied up by Sofakidis, and LaPointe will come in and pick up the loose change. Skating ahead are the Storm. Traded off for Natusel, who was last here a couple of weeks ago as a member of the Green Bay Gamblers. Doms between the circles, fired a shot. Blocker saved by Trable. Punched it to the end glass. Side of the net, grabbed by McKinnon. Skates near side, lifts it out to center, but couldn't find Svitov trying to sneak behind the defense. Back into the zone comes Doms. Behind him to Mikowski. His shot, shoulder saved by Trable. Rebound, knocked out of the air by Mikowski. Thought it was a high stick on the puck, but we'll continue. Doms turns and fires, missed the cage. Off the end wall, Natusel. Cross point, Mikowski turns, fires to the glove of Trable, who holds. 11:42 left in the first. Face-off will be to the left of Trable. Shots on goal 3-2 in favor of the Storm. Face-off won by Rusinski. Around the cage is Thompson. Now he'll stop behind the net and pass ahead, looking for Rue in the neutral zone, but that is out of his reach, and Anastasio able to beat Simpson down the ice and draw the icing call. So face-off right back down into the Youngstown end. 11:33 left in this first period. Again, 1-0 Tri-City. A goal for Ashton Doms at 2:10. Rusinski wins the draw. Hamilton chips it behind the net for Thompson. Around the cage to the far side, out to center for Svitov. Little trouble with the pass, but able to pitchfork it down into the Tri-City end. Anastasio let it roll through, and it's grabbed by Malmquist. Couldn't exit the zone, however. Back behind the net, turned over by Rusinski. Simpson fought his way through a couple of hits. Sent the puck over to the left wall. Grabbed there by Murin for Tri-City. Storm will send it far side. Skating into it was Leyland, and he'll gain the red line and fire it into the Youngstown end. Came around the near wall. Cooper Simpson took the body, couldn't clear the zone as Leyland, the defenseman, down into the corner, bodying up with Hamilton, and we have a penalty on the play. Cross-checking is the call. And Jack Hamilton showing the official, hey, I got blood, and we do have a 4-minute double minor. This may be turned into a high sticking call on Bodie Leyland. So it will be, 4 minutes for high sticking. Phantoms to the game's first power play on the season. Youngstown power play 31.8% first in the USHL. Tri-City penalty kill 86.2% first in the USHL. Phantoms had 4 power play goals last Saturday night in Dubuque, 3 on a major power play that helped turn the tide of that game early in the third period. Face off to the right of Nelson, it's Rusinski. And Rue will win that draw back to the point for Wilson. Over to Hextall, back center point for Wilson to cross over to Simpson, top of left circle. Wilson to Hextall, right circle. Back to Wilson, eyed the cage, Simpson, side of the net, Rusinski. Comes to the top of the left circle, carried up high, softed it over to Wilson, to Hextall, back to Wilson. Across Simpson, top of the left circle, shot, blocked along the way, and Wilson couldn't hold the zone. This does trickle out to center, but Hextall prevents the full length clear. Wilson to Rusinski, but lost his footing at the blue line. It's going to be grabbed by the Storm. That was Kozak backhanding it down the length of the ice. 40 seconds gone on the double minor. If Youngstown can score in the first 2 minutes, they'll get the full amount of the second 2 minutes as it's Hextall into the zone. Whipped across for Jardine. Jardine walking off the far wall. Side of the cage for Rusinski. Around the net. Now comes near corner. Tried to float it up high. Was looking for Wilson. Stolen by the Storm. And cleared the length of the ice. Second power play unit going to cycle on for Youngstown. Ill-advised pass there for Youngstown, trying to sneak it through the middle of the box from below the goal line. Murphy to Anderson and drop back to Kaharchik. Matouche into the zone, split through two, tripped up a little as he went into the corner, fired it around the kick plate, but nobody there on the far wall for Youngstown, and Tri-City gets the easy clear. Sending it down the length of the ice was Mason Jensen as Trable sets it up for Murphy. Drops it back for Trable. 2:25 left in the power play for the Phantoms. Kaharchik. Center point Murphy. Across, top of left circle for McKinnon. Drop back for Murphy. Kaharchik from the right circle. Looking for the top short side corner. Missed the cage and the rebound out to center. Grabbed by Murphy across for Kaharchik. Sent near side for McKinnon. Couldn't take it, but also couldn't clear was Roloff, who is without his stick right now. Kaharchik. Cross to McKinnon. Shot missed the cage. Off the corner glass, kept at the right point by Kaharchik. 1:45 left in the power play. Murphy, center point, one-timer. Blocked along the way. Rebound grabbed by Springer and cleared. .135 left on the power play. Top power play unit back out for Youngstown. Rusinski through center. And into the zone to Hextall. Spun away from Kozak, carried into the left corner. Tried to feed Rusinski. That pass was read and blocked away, but kept in the zone by Jardine in the left half wall. Now Jards will turn and bank it up to the point for Wilson. A crossover to Simpson. One-timer redirected wide by Rusinski. Rebound to the end wall. Rue played it off the wall to himself. Now back to Jardine in the corner. Poked up the boards to Hextall, now to the point for Wilson. Jackalow shot, saved by Nelson. Rebound cleared to the point, kept by Wilson. Wilson, top of left circle. Over to Simpson on the wall, back to Wilson. Turns, fires, missed the cage, or maybe hit bodies in front. Puck over to the right wall for Simpson. Center point, Wilson. Jack eyed the cage and gave it up to Hextall. 40 seconds left on the power play. Rusinski sided that, tried to feed it through the mouth of the crease to Jardine to tap home, but went out to center. Simpson into the zone. Cut through one. Cut through two. His shot missed the cage. Or maybe kicked out by Nelson. Not sure which. 25 seconds left on the power play. Wilson to Rusinski. Center point. Wilson. Rusinski top of the right circle. Side of the cage. Jardine. Back to Rusinski. Tried the 5-hole and shut off by Nelson. 15 seconds left in the power play. Wilson left point. Center point. Hextall. Over to Simpson. One-timer to the chest of Nelson, who holds. And then Sofakidis has two jump on him, and Sofakidis may have just cost his team another penalty. As Evan Sofakidis, the former Phantom, jumped immediately on Evan Jardine. They may take Jards for a slash, or are they just going to take Sofakidis? Because Murin and Sofakidis both jumped on Jardine immediately. I think I saw roughing indicators from Eric Michaels for both of them, and I disagree. I mean, if you want to give Jardine a slash for the poke at the goaltender, fine, but not a rough. 9 seconds left on the power play. Phantoms have some great looks here in the final minute of this man advantage, but unable to get anything past Owen Nelson as of yet. Made a couple of sparklers. Kaharchik to take the draw. And Kaharchik will win that draw back to Houston. D over to Vini. JT eyes the cage, sends it in the corner to Sasaki, to Vini, to Houston. We're back to even strength. Houston shot, Nelson save, and he holds. And we'll have a media timeout. 6:45 left in the first. Tri-City leads 1-0. Listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center. 6:45 left in the first. Tri-City leads 1-0. Phantoms just failed to click on a double minor power play. A couple of great looks in that final minute, though. But it would appear that the top penalty kill in the USHL has come in as advertised so far. And of course, you need your goaltender to be your best penalty killer, and Owen Nelson was on that sequence for the Storm. Phantoms win the offensive zone draw. Houston down the wall, past McKinnon, rolls around to the left wing corner. Roll off, got there ahead of Kaharchik, but they couldn't clear. Kaharchik tried to center, but blocked away by the Storm. They'll clear to center. Knocked back ahead by Houston, but couldn't find a teammate. Back through center, come the Storm, but they fired it right to the stick of Houston in his own zone. D over to Vini, gains the red line and fires it right wing corner. Sasaki, first one there for Youngstown, fed around to the left wing wall for McKinnon. Malachi up to Vini at the point. His one-timer wide of the cage. Sasaki after the rebound, right half wall. Back across to Vini, top of left circle. Shot missed the net. Rebound to Houston, right half. He'll turn and pump it back toward the cage. Trying to sneak one in, but Nelson tight to the post. And he holds on. 6:04 left in the first. Pucks and Paws night tomorrow at the Gavelli Center. Hope to see a good number of our four-legged friends out at the arena. Great seats still available. Call 330-747-PUCK for tickets or more information. As puck still tied up on the dot. Hesh was down on a knee, now back up. Still haven't moved the puck quite off that dot. O'Leary got it free, got the shot away, saved by Nelson. Puck back out in front, taken away by the Storm. Fanning on the clearing attempt was Lacus. Trying to see who has the puck as it is out of play. Look out down in section 204. That one might have actually gone out the gateway to the concourse. .5:42 left in the first. Face off to the left of Nelson once again. In the corner, it's Berard. Taken away by Leyland for a moment. Squeaked up the wall to Lacus. Spun away from Hesh. Fed it around over to Anastasio near side. Banked off the dasher. Kept by Miller. To Hesh to O'Leary. Danced around him in. O'Leary stepping in and then ran into the goalpost. Needed room to make one more deke. He had room if he could have just gotten free, as he had pulled it to the far side of Nelson. But just couldn't get around the man to put it into what was an empty cage. Beautiful work there from Kyle O'Leary. Kyle, 2 goals, 5 points on the season to leave the face-off in the zone. Tri-City controls. They'll poke it down into the corner as Miller clotheslines a man. Storm bench looking for a call, nothing coming. Tri-City does, however, get control, and they'll gain the red line and fire it down to start a line change. Berard left it for Hamilton behind the net. Out to center. Miller couldn't take the pass cleanly as it ricochets over to Kozak. Loose in the neutral zone, knocked away from Cooper Simpson by Malmquist down into the Youngstown zone. Hamilton D2, Berard bounces it down into the Storm end. Taken by Kozak, who went D over to Roloff and back out to center. Into the zone come the Storm. Across, crisscross passing. Jensen couldn't pull the trigger in the low slot. Penalty upcoming on the Phantoms. To the bench is Nelson. There's the touch by Simpson. Hooking is the call. And that would explain why Jensen couldn't get a good shot away on that break. And it looks like it'll be Cooper Simpson heading to the box. Got to look at the call. Not in love with it, but we'll play on. Phantom penalty kill on the season, 78.5%, 11th in the league. Penalty or power play for Tri-City, 9.6%, is 15th in the league. Face off to the left of Trable. Rusinski to take the draw against Natussel. Our trail linesman, Noah Fleming, getting a kick Rusinski out of the circle. McKinnon will step in to take the draw. As Natussel won the faceoff. Leyland over to Pilgrim. Back to Leyland between the circles. Pilgrim left circle. Trades it off to Leyland. Now center point for Pilgrim. Skates the top of the right circle over to Leyland. One-timer redirected wide. Might have been partially blocked by Cal Houston. Natussel around the wall to Leyland. Center point for Pilgrim. Now back behind him for Leyland. Across over to Lackus, and his shot wide of the cage. Kept in the zone off the corner boards. Chipped out the center by Rusinski. McKinnon coming in, trying to start a 2-on-2. McKinnon with it around the cage. As the rush was cut off by the Storm, and the puck poked into the corner. As maybe McKinnon might have been looking to play it back out to center, kill some more time, as it is 1:05 left on the power play for Tri-City. Storm cycling on the second unit. Carrying ahead was Roloff. I'll turn it over at center as Brecken Smith couldn't take the pass cleanly, and it's cleared by Cal Houston. Nelson sets it up for Roloff. Roloff through center and dumped in. Rolled behind the cage. Houston the first one to it. Played it over to Hextall in the corner, but he couldn't clear. It was blocked. However, it came back to him. And this time, Jack gets it down the ice 200 feet. 20 seconds left in the power play for Tri-City as Roloff drops it behind him for Doms, who has the goal here tonight. Storm lead 1-0. Around to the right half wall. Bloomer up to point for Roloff. He missed the pass. It's out to center. In ahead comes Kaharchik. Kaharchik in. Looks for the trailer. Instead, it was a backhander as Murphy was crashing the far post. But Kaharchik instead put a backhander on the cage. And Nelson covered it up with 2 seconds left on the power play. Phantoms do have 3 shorthanded goals this season. I know at least one of them belongs to Ryan Rusinski. In fact, 2 of them belong to Ryan Rusinski. The other one does belong to Kaharchik as the puck is down. Storm control, and out of the box comes Cooper Simpson. Phantoms penalty kill is 1-for-1. Storm able to get it out to center. They'll play it to the far wall. Grabbed by Malmquist, sent to the end glass. Trable sets it up behind the cage for Hamilton up the near side. McKinnon bumped it back down low, and he'll turn it over. Centering feed, shot was blocked. Down low by Murphy. Springer was right at the hash marks between the circles. Back down low, Natussel fed it to the mouth of the blue paint. It's loose in the crease still. Played out of danger by Kaharchik and McKinnon. McKinnon brought it in front of the benches. Grabbed in front of the Tri-City end by Kaharchik. Brought back across the line. Phantoms trying to get it deep so they can get a line change here. Grabbed by Mikulski and sent in. Storm are going to get a line change here as Hamilton plays it to Kaharchik. Open ice for Murphy. Gains the red line, fires it just wide of the cage, bounces to Hextall. Played it behind the net, but Phantoms were changing behind the play, and Brown sent it around over to Anastasio, out to center. Pass across looking for Murin, blocked away by Houston. Took Murin to the end wall. Puck popped back out in front. Brown couldn't do anything with it as it came to Jardine, who carries ahead. Lost it at the red line, but it came to Hextall. Jack into the zone, trying to split two, couldn't do it. Nice defense by Anastasio as it is grabbed by Brown and sent out to center. Picked up at the red line by Houston, backpedaling into his own zone. 1 minute remaining in the period, 1-0 Storm. Over to Anderson, back to Hextall. Played across looking for Jardine, pass to the corner. Jards back to Hextall. Back to Jardine, to Hextall in the circle. He redirected it wide. Anderson battling for it, worked it to Jardine. Up to the right point for Houston. D to D over to Vini. JT starts the cycle anew behind the net to Hextall. 30 seconds left in the period. To Jardine. Center point. Vini turned, fired, missed the cage. Rebound grabbed by the Storm. They'll play it over to Jensen, and he'll get to the safety of center. Taken right back by Houston. Ahead for Jardine, who got his feet taken out from him by Anastasio. Phantoms didn't like that much, but it looked like a clean hit. Jardine to Houston, one-timer, patted out by Nelson with 5 seconds left in the period. Wellston played it into the corner on the rebound. Grabbed there by Leyland. He'll just shovel it behind the cage, and that will do it for the first period. Fifth goal of the season for Ashton Doms has put Tri-City ahead 1-0. Shots on goal for the first period, 10-4 in favor of Youngstown. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the first intermission report here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRDB, The Scourge.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the start of the first intermission report. At the end of 20 minutes of play, the Tri-City Storm lead the Youngstown Phantoms 1-0. Shots on goal in the first period, 10-4 in favor of Youngstown. Tri-City, however, scored on the first shot of the game. That came off the stick of Austin Doms, his 5th goal of the season. Jackson Lackas and Ferry Nudisel with the assist. Started with a blocked shot in the Tri-City end, kicked out to center by Natusel, where it was grabbed by Lackas. JT Vini tried to check Lackas in the neutral zone and missed, and the puck was carried ahead into the Youngstown end. Cal Houston attacked Lackas at the right point, but Lackas able to slip a pass down low to Doms, who was maybe about 10 feet from the blue paint, made a couple of dekes, and then fired through Tobias Trable. Just 2:10 into this one. And that is how Tri-City got their 1-0 lead. Phantoms had a 4-minute power play, double minor for high sticking on Bodie Leyland, unable to convert, as we have the top power play and the top penalty kill of the USHL featured here in this game. However, Youngstown unable to convert. Some great scoring chances, though, during that 4 minutes, especially during the final minutes. The top power play unit was out there for Youngstown, just unable to get anything past Owen Nelson, who has stopped 10 out of 10. Tobias Trable stopped 3 out of 4. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
Watch this. Let's face it. What a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
How scared are you guys? How scared are you?
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day. Put a little play in your day.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more.
To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket? Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50-50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center. Tri-City with the 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Earlier this afternoon in Sioux Falls, the Stampede down Team USA 11-3. Muskegon with a 2-0 lead over Dubuque at the first intermission up in Muskegon. Later tonight, Sioux City takes on Green Bay. Chicago will be in Fargo to battle the force. Over to the NHL scoreboard. First intermission in Columbus. Pens and Blue Jackets tied at 1. And it looks like that is the only game currently underway. Earlier this afternoon, Lightning over the Red Wings 6-3, Rangers over the Bruins 6-2, Wild in a shootout down the Avalanche 3-2. Devils shut out the Sabres 5-0, Flames over the Panthers 5-3, Flyers in a shootout knock off the Islanders 4-3. Blues 4-3 winners over the Senators. Canadians 4-1 winners over Vegas. And in a shootout, the Ducks knock off the Kings 5-4. Sharks 3-2 winners over the Canucks. Capitals 4-2 winners over the Maple Leafs. And the Hurricanes 5-1 winners over the Jets. College hockey, Air Force 6-3 over Canisius. Robert Morris leads Mercyhurst 1-0, 3 minutes into the second. Boston College down Notre Dame 5-3. Arizona State 3-2 overtime winners against Ohio State. Michigan State 4-1 winners against Colgate. Dartmouth leads Vermont 5-2, 3 minutes into the third. RPI over Niagara 3-1, 2 minutes into the third. Bowling Green leads Princeton 1-0 at the first intermission. Michigan 2-0 lead over Harvard at the first intermission. Omaha and Yale tied at 1 first intermission. Miami shut out RIT 4-0 Union. 8-1 winners over Sacred Heart. Alaska 2-0 winners over St. Lawrence. Clarkson and UMass Lowell scoreless halfway through the first. Michigan Tech leads St. Thomas 1-0 first intermission. Minnesota State 1-0 lead over Northern Michigan. College football, Georgia 16-9 winners over Georgia Tech. College basketball, YSU down Chicago State 87-64. That'll do it for the out-of-town scoreboard and the first intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, second period action between the Phantoms and Storm here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard or call 234-254-8532.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veterans Service Commission, serving those who have served.
USHL, our stars rise.
Adams Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the second period. Tri-City with a 1-0 lead thanks to the goal 2 minutes and 10 seconds in from Ashton Doms. Went back and reviewed the film during intermission. Doms was offside by a foot, but you cannot challenge offside in the USHL, so the goal does stand. Tri-City leading for just the 6th time after the first period. In this, their 24th game. You can roll for initiative as the second period is underway. Bumped down into the Tri-City end by Rusinski. Svitov couldn't hold his own, played out to center by Smith, grabbed at the red line by Wilson. D to Murphy, he'll fire it back into the zone. Svitov battles against Smith in the left wing corner, grabbed by Leyland, couldn't clear. Svitov trying to step off the wall, couldn't do it. Pilgrim played to the line, grabbed by Murphy. Across for Simpson, a one-timer from the left circle, but missed the cage. Behind the net, Svitov pinched off nicely by Anastasio. Puck rolled into the corner, grabbed by Leyland, and he'll lift it to the neutral zone. This will be icing on the Tri-City Storm. 50 seconds into this second period. Second period presented by our friends at number 1 Cochrane. Faceoff will be to the left of Owen Nelson, who stopped 10 out of 10 in the first period. Pilgrim to take the draw against Hextall. Phantoms get control. In the corner, it's Jardine. To Hextall at the half wall. Stepped in the circle, fed it back in the corner for Jardine. Jards up the wall. Turned and fired off the boot of Pilgrim and into the corner. Leyland bumped off the puck by Anderson, rolled to Hextall in the left corner. Jack into the circle, floated up to the point for a shot by Vini that got redirected high and missed the cage. Jardine to the rebound, fed Houston at the point. Cal walks the blue toward the far side, turns and gives it back up to Hextall. Turns, fires, blocker saved by Nelson. Rebound below the goal line, Jardine had it taken away, played to the point, kept by Vini. Fed across quickly to Houston. Cal, open ice, shot. Nelson save, rebound, another save, rebound, still loose, and poked in the corner by Tri-City. Grabbed by Houston, lifted off of Jardine. Leyland will play it off the end glass over to Anastasio around to the left point. Vini couldn't hold the zone. Smith just able to get it out to center. Anderson danced around the man, got back on the attack. Hextall tried to feed it to Jardine, cutting down low, but it was blocked, and Smith able to play it out to center. Grabbed at the red line by Sasaki, across over to Vini. He'll chip it right corner. Grabbed there by Sasaki again. Between the circles, it's Hextall. Touch pass, but played away and out to center. By the Storm, that was Bloomer. Phantoms right back on the attack. Hamilton around the cage to the near side. Left it at the half wall for Kaharchik. Turned his back to his man, gave it back to Hamilton. Jack turned and fired off the glove of Nelson. It went wide. Rebound played into the slot by Thompson. Grabbed by Sasaki. Cross point for Hamilton. Shot, stick save by Nelson. Rebound in the corner for Jensen. Stolen by Kaharchik. Around the cage on the near side. Fed in front for a man crashing down the middle. That was McKinnon. Follow-up shot. Blocked as well. Kaharchik to the rebound. Left circle. Behind him to Hamilton. Hamilton. Time, space, shot. Blocker save by Nelson. And that one is all the way up into the concourse. And my son John is going to go running after it. What an offensive display there in the opening 2.5 for Youngstown. 17-11 left in the second. Everything but the finish. And somebody beat John to the puck. Doesn't look happy. Sorry, bud. You know I can get you like any puck that you want, right? Okay. Face off to the left of Nelson. Hesh line out for Youngstown. And it'll be Hesh and Tussle in the circle. Tussle with a clean face-off win. Sent out to center by Kozak. Grabbed in the neutral zone by the Phantoms, played back toward the Storm line, but it bounced to Kozak. He'll go D-to-D over to roll-off. Snapped ahead to Lacus, and then touched back to Kozak. Trying to shove off Hesh. He'll bring it as far as the blue line before he played it deep, grabbed behind the cage by Murphy. Cutting his way up the middle. Phantoms have a rush if they can hurry. Miller into the zone. Got a shot away, blocker saved by Nelson. Rebound to Doms, but turned it over to Miller. Back to the point, kept by Wilson. His shot blocked in the slot by Doms. Played ahead toward the line. Natussel was leaking, blocked away by Murphy. Hesh sends it deep for O'Leary. Fought his way through the check of Roloff, but getting to the puck first was Kozak. Couldn't clear, kept by Simpson. Simpson turned it over to Natussel to Doms. Floated behind the cage looking for Roloff. Penalty upcoming on the play, but no idea on who. It'll be a high sticking call on Cooper Simpson. Cooper's second penalty of the game. And Tri-City will get their second power play. Phantoms captain Ryan Rusinski pleading the case of his line mate to referee Eric Michaels, but I'm sure his pleas falling on deaf ears. Time of the penalty, 3:44. Youngstown back to the kill. Springer to take the draw against Rusinski. And Rue won the faceoff cleanly. Skating into open ice with it is Wilson. Sends it ahead. Down the length of the ice. Nelson behind the cage. Played it away from Rusinski. Carrying ahead for the Storm is Doms. Into the zone. To the end wall. Wilson poked it over to Jardine, but it's kept nicely at the right point by Jarvis. Played out to center. Phantoms coming ahead. It's Rusinski. Rue, toe drag, shot saved by Nelson. Rebound stopped. McKinnon. Owen Nelson, another sparkler of a save. Keeping the Storm in front. As I don't know if Rue knew that McKinnon was right behind him. Couldn't really wait, though, to turn it into a true 2-on-0. But great work by McKinnon trying to follow that one up. As Youngstown wins the offensive zone faceoff, Jardine plays it back to center. Houston backpedaling into his own zone. Played it up to Hextall, who I thought was offside, but Jack will get it deep and kill a little more time. 45 seconds gone on the kill for Youngstown. Leyland drops it back for Pilgrim. To the red line and then played it deep. Phantoms, however, take it away below the goal line and getting the clear, I believe, was Jack Hamilton. Leyland inside his own zone. 50 seconds left on the kill for Youngstown. Leyland to the red line, dropped it back for Pilgrim. Fired it in, comes around the dasher. Murphy got the first touch on it near half wall. Played it into the corner for Hamilton, in front off of Hextall. But puck had enough steam on it to go all the way down the ice. Fans will change up the forwards here. 32 seconds left on the power play. Kozak pulls up behind the cage in his own zone. He's joined by Bloomer. Forecheck pressure from Sean Miller here as Bloomer carries ahead up the far wall. Bloomer into the zone. Sharp angle shot missed the cage. Anastasio keeps the rebound alive. Down to Bloomer in the corner. Sticked away by Cal Houston. Grabbed by Vini. Fanned on the clearing attempt. Poked back into the corner by Brown. He'll play it around the kick plate, but nobody at the left point for Tri-City. Hustling back for it is Anastasio. But that will do it for the power play. Phantoms are 2 for 2 on the kill today. Brown back into the zone, played it to open ice, grabbed by the Phantoms and stick back out to center. Coming ahead is Simpson. Into the zone 2-on-3. Shot missed the cage. Off the corner boards, Brown got a hold of it and banked it out to center. Bloomer over to Jensen. Stolen at center by Simpson. Could be a 2-on-1. Simpson, toe drag, lost the puck, still loose in the slot. Hesh overskated as it came to Jensen. 3-on-2 for the Storm if they hurry. Bloomer. Behind him to Jensen. Toe drag, shot, Trable, save, rebound, cleared to the line by Youngstown and out to center. Battling for it is Simpson. He's in alone. Simpson to the backhand. Toe save by Nelson. Simpson needed to elevate as Nelson was down and out and just couldn't do it. Bloomer bounces it on net. Trable with the save. Little trouble with the puck and it's played to the far wall by Youngstown. Springer, shot, missed the cage. from the right circle, kept at the left point by the Storm. Shot blocked, puck down low for the Storm, back up to the point for LaPointe. Turns and fires to the belly of Trable, he'll hold. And we'll have immediate timeout as Murphy jousts with a member of the Storm near the far post. 13:04 left in the second, 1-0 Tri-City. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey and West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center. 13:04 left in the second. Tri-City leads 1-0. Though not for a lack of effort from the Youngstown Phantoms. They're out shooting Tri-City 19-5. That is 10-1 here in the period, and we're just 7 minutes in. Phantoms absolutely throwing the kitchen sink at Owen Nelson. As here the Storm win the offensive zone draw. It's Smith. Brecken spins in the left corner, feeds it up to the point for a shot that is redirected. And got the end glass. Phantoms get to the rebound and ice the puck. Back for the touch-up, Evan Sofakidis. Face-off back into the Youngstown zone. Pilgrim to take the draw against Koharchik. Pilgrim with the face-off win, played over to the wall by Smith. Sharp angle shot, missed the cage, and off the corner boards, it is down the ice. Sofakidis back into his own end for it. D over to Roloff. He'll pitch fork it to the line, kept by McKinnon. Malachi looks over his shoulder. Sauces it over to Murphy, right circle. Turned and fired, blocked by Sofakidis. Carter got his own rebound. Turned, shot, saved by Nelson. The rebound trickled past Sasaki and Koharchik. And now Smith will bring it ahead. 4-on-3 if the Storm can hurry, but instead Smith is going to dump it deep and head off for a change. Trable fires it around the wall. Sasaki clubs it out to center for McKinnon. Over to Wilson. He'll fire deep. Phantoms will start a line change. Into the corner for LaPointe. Out to center for Natussel. Red line in blue into the zone. Turned and fired a shot well wide of the cage. Toms the rebound left half wall. Pumped it back down low for Lakis. Trying to step out in front are the Storm. Couldn't do so. Puck came to the weak side. Grabbed by Berard. Brody out to center for Jardine. Couldn't take it cleanly. Grabbed by Mikulski in his own zone. Snapped it out to the line for Natussel. He's into the zone 1-on-3. Looking for some trailers as he forces his way to the net. Puck rolled through the blue paint, but nobody there for the Storm. Youngstown bounces it out to neutral. No icing here. LaPointe back for it. Plays it away from Jardine. Left it for Lakis in the corner. Lakis took the bump from Anderson. Got it to LaPointe. Knocked off the puck by Hextall. Jack strong on the puck. Fed it to the point for Hamilton. D over to Vini. JT starts the cycle. Fed it to Jardine far side. Jardine through the circle, chipped off of his stick, but it came to Vini right point. Back to Jardine. Shot was blocked. Rebound grabbed by Lakis and lifted to center. This one might have enough steam on it for icing. It does. 10:52 left in the second. Shots on goal 20-5. That is 10-1 here in the period. But Owen Nelson doing his best impression of a brick wall as he is pitching a shutout as we have almost hit the halfway point of regulation. Face-off will be to the right of Nelson. Natussel late to the circle. Will take the draw against Hextall. Hextall won the draw to Jardine. Jards into the corner. Fed it into the slot, but the pass was 3 feet behind Anderson. Grabbed by Doms and played down the ice. No icing here. Tri-City will get a much-needed line change. Houston to Vini. Gained the red line and dumped it in off the stick of Jardine and rolled to LaPointe in the left corner. Lost it for a moment. Able to regather, sends it off the dasher and over the glass, out of play. Tri-City now able to complete their line change. And they still have that 1-0 lead. First period goal by Ashton Doms. Again, the play was offside, but cannot review offside in the USHL. Face off to the right of Owen Nelson. Draw one by Rusinski. Simpson fed it through the blue paint. Houston couldn't chip it home. Rusinski back to the point, kept it in the zone. Nobody can find it at the right half wall. Simpson finally gathers it in, sent it right point looking for Vini. He will hold the line. His pass will roll to Svitov in the corner. Svi knocked down, able to work it to Simpson behind the net. To Houston, back to Simpson in the corner. Back to Houston at the point. Over to Rusinski, one-timer. He fanned on it, threw a change-up on net. But it is swallowed up and held by Nelson. 10:02 left in the second. Phantom's going to leave the top line out, but they will put Kazumo Sasaki on the right wing in favor of Alexander Svitov as Rusinski wins the draw. Simpson in the corner. Watched by Kozak. Simpson tried to feed Rusinski in the slot. Pass was blocked by a couple members of the Storm. And out to center. Murphy in his own end went D-to-D over to Wilson. Jack's pass ahead ricocheted back to him. Now he'll give it to Rusinski, who turned it over. Across over to Brown. Right circle, backhander, missed the cage. Storm grabbed the rebound. They'll feed it back down low to Brown. Initial pass came from Jensen. Left at the right half wall, taken by the Phantoms and skated as far as center. Puck bounced to Simpson. Danced around Brown, fed it over to Murphy into the zone. Murph fed it through the slot looking for Simpson. Couldn't grab it. Came over to Brown, who got the clear. Took a little bit of a punch to the chops there by Rusinski for his efforts. But no penalty on the play. Brown in his own zone. Over to Roloff. Snapped ahead to the Phantoms line for Smith. Redirected deep, but grabbed by Wilson. Jack around the cage, left it there. Jarvis trying to take it away from Murphy. Couldn't do so. Played into the corner for Simpson. Lifted ahead, blocked by Pilgrim, and came to Jarvis. Luca turned and fired. Trable save, rebound wide. LaPointe kept it at the left side. Fed to the back door for Jarvis. Tried the wraparound, tripped on the back of the cage, which was open. But Jarvis couldn't find the space. He also might have tripped on Trable's stick, which is loose behind the cage. Storm back in the zone. Pilgrim shot was blocked. Rebound cleared the line, kept by LaPointe. Fed across to the right side. Puck trickled behind the cage. Taken by the Storm. Fed to the right half wall, but Phantom's able to clear the zone. And coming ahead is O'Leary. Trying to kill some time while his line mates join the play behind him. 2-on-2 battle in the right corner. 8:10 left in the second. Storm lead 1-0. Came free of the scrum for a moment. Miller had it. Worked up the wall by O'Leary to Hesh, who took it away from Smith. Across over to Hamilton. Broke his stick on the shot. Loose at the side of the cage. And Nelson covers. We'll have a media timeout. 7:56 left in the second. Storm lead 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Our stars rise.
The stations that always keep you in the zone.
I love it.
It's awesome.
Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast, Youngstown, Ohio.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Back inside the Gavelli Center. 7:56 left in the second. Storm lead 1-0. Owen Nelson putting on quite the performance in the Tri-City net right now. He has stopped 21 out of 21. Tobias Trebel has stopped 4 out of 5. Natussel to take the draw against Hesch. Nope, Natussel's going to get kicked right out of the circle. Stepping in to take the draw will be Doms. Face-off won by Doms. Around the net came roll-off. Pass ahead did not click, but no icing on the play, so Trebel out to set it up for Hamilton. Jack lost the puck in the corner. Natussel sent it around the board, but nobody at the left point as O'Leary got crunched right at the red line. Phantoms bench looking for a call. Nothing coming as Miller holds the zone. Worked it to Hesch, left half wall. Fed it through the slot. O'Leary couldn't get a touch. Taken by Roloff. Stolen, however, by Miller. Pumped back down low to O'Leary as Luke Stork, our official, lost his footing in the left corner. Natussel into the zone. Pass across to Doms was blocked. Puck came back to Kozak. His shot was blocked in the slot as well. Miller through the red line, swept into the zone by Hamilton. Youngstown to the line change. Nelson checks over his shoulder, feeds Kozak in the far corner. Up the wall, bounced it to center for Doms. Played ahead into the Youngstown zone. No icing here, could have been. Houston couldn't draw the call, however. Houston ahead. Gained the red line and fired it in. Came around to the right wing corner for Kaharchik. Swept up the boards to Sasaki. Bumped it back to the point. Nobody there for Youngstown. Forced through center by Murin, but couldn't enter the zone cleanly as Vini will send it out to center. Off the stick of Sasaki, so no icing. Picked up by LaPointe. Around the net to the near side. Played to the line, kept by Houston. Cal down the wall to Kaharchik. Floated left point for Vini. JT steps in, fired a shot, but right to the glove of Owen Nelson, who holds. And Malachi McKinnon pinned to the ice at the front of the blue paint. Have not seen Alexander Svitov in a little while. Out to take this faceoff will be Jack Hextall, flanked by Jardine and Logan Anderson. And Hextall will be opposed by Connor Brown in the circle. Brown wins the draw cleanly into the corner, taken by Anastasio, sent around the wall, touched out to center by Jensen. Phantoms re-enter offside. So face off in the neutral zone right in front of the Phantoms bench. Hextall against Brown once more. Brown wins this one as well, and back forward Anastasio. Around the wall, Bloomer couldn't get it out to center. Vini held the line, pinballing around. Storm do get it out to center, but picked up at the red line by Hextall, and he's back on the attack. Jack threw a couple of checks. Hextall, shot, Nelson, save, rebound. Anderson couldn't pump it on the net. Back to the point, it's Vini. His shot blocked by Brown. JT got his own rebound. Storm couldn't clear. Played into the corner for Hextall. Back up to the half wall. Hextall gathered it in, sent it over to Houston at the point. Turned, fired, drifted it wide of the cage. Rebound to the far wall. Bloomer will play it down the ice. Not enough steam on this for icing as Houston's back for it, being watched by Jensen. Left it behind the cage for Vini. And JT will fire out to the red line for Hextall. Jack into the zone to Jardine. To Houston. Tried to give it back to Jardine. Pass was offline, however. Jarge took it off the corner boards and then fed Wilson at the point. Down into the corner for Hextall. Jack turned and fired. Nelson with the save. Rebound behind the cage. A couple of Storm go after it. Jardine took it away, sent it into the circle. Storm trying to clear it. Bounces over to Pilgrim. Came back in front off the stanchion. There's Svitov. He couldn't shoot it. Side of the net. Svitov still with it. Feeds Simpson. Cooper. Shot. Blocked high. Smith after the rebound for Tri-City. Simpson worked it free, but it's going to be grabbed by Kozak, sent off the window, and this one should be icing on Tri-City, and it will be. Phantoms out shooting the Storm 13-1 in the period. And I feel like we've played, out of the 15 minutes and 24 seconds, I feel like we've played about 10 of it down here to the right as you're watching on Flow Hockey, but Youngstown has absolutely nothing to show for it. As Tri-City controls the draw, Kozak knocked off the puck by Simpson. Into the left corner, Svitov down there working for it for Youngstown. Sent up the wall, taken by Leyland of the Storm, however, and he'll get it out to center. Cross-ice pass grabbed by Smith. Drifted back to Pilgrim, who overskated. Able to regather, sent it through the slot looking for Jarvis, but it bounces to the right corner where it's grabbed by Wilson and sent ahead for Rusinski. Stormer changing behind the play. Rue banks it off the wall to himself. Judge passed the hit of Roloff and fed it up to the point for Wilson. Jack pumped it back around the wall, came to the right side for Svitov to poke down low for Simpson. Fought his way through a check, but getting to the puck first were the Storm. That was Springer, who banked it out to center. Hustling back into his own end for it is Murphy, but he couldn't clear. Stopped up by Murin, forced into the right corner. 2-on-2 battle down there. Puck pried free by Rusinski, but taken right back by Springer. Loose at the side of the net. Hammering at it a couple times with Springer. Trable makes the save, and then he covers. Tri-City gets their first shot in a very long time. Just registered their second shot of the period. Face-off to the right of Tobias Trable. Natussel to take the draw against Hextall, and Natussel won the draw. Shot from the right point by Mikulski is blocked, taken by the Phantoms and played ahead. Anderson into the zone. To the left wing corner. Bowled his way through Mikulski. Puck still loose down there. Hextall working, trying to get it free. All three Phantom forwards were there below the goal line. Now Anderson will come back in front as the puck comes near side to Jardine. To the point to Berard. D to Hamilton. Shot stick saved by Nelson. Rebound high up in the air. Stayed in play into the right corner for Mikulski. Fired around the kick plate. Kept in at the left side by Hamilton. Worked back down the wall. Hextall couldn't continue the cycle. Taken free by Lakis. Jardine had it for a moment. And then Lakis tangled him up, and Jardine lost the puck. Now it's the Storm with it. LaPointe around the wall and out to center. Lakis chipped it past Sasaki. Into the zone comes Tri-City. Across over to Dom's top of the left circle. He'll have to play it off the wall. He'll send it deep. Through Natussel. Comes around to the right half. Jardine couldn't clear. Scrum near the top of the circle. It's played out to center by Kaharchik, but right to the stick of Roloff. Back into the zone are the Storm, but they are offside. .216 left in the second. Neutral zone draw right in front of the Tri-City bench. Brown will take the draw against Kaharchik. Kaharchik wins the draw. Vini couldn't corral it, however. And we have a penalty behind the play as I think JT Vini had the stick knocked out of his hands by Paul Bloomer. Youngstown going to head to a power play late here in the second, looking to tie the game. And slashing will be the call on Paul Bloomer. Time of the penalty, 17:51. Youngstown 0 for 2 on the power play. Faceoff will be to the left of Nelson. Rusinski to take the draw against Springer. Tri-City won the draw, but fanned on the clearing attempt will be grabbed by Jardine. He'll feed the point for Wilson. Over to Simpson. He's between the circles. Drops it behind him to Hextall. Back to Simpson, top of the left circle. Fed it into the slot looking for Hextall, who wasn't there. Puck corralled by Brecken Smith and cleared down the length of the ice. Coming ahead through center is Rusinski. Into the zone, fed the far wall for Hextall. Jack watched by Brown, still has the puck. Side of the cage for Rue. Up to the top of the left circle. Cuts between the circles now. Rue still with it. Shot was blocked. Stayed in play. Came to the left corner. Played back into the slot by Tri-City. Jardine worked it to Simpson. To Rusinski. Spins away from Brown. Again, 9-second difference. Penalty clock to game clock. Penalty will expire first. Wilson, side of the cage. Rusinski tried to give it back to Wilson. Pass was stolen by Pilgrim and cleared. 1 minute remaining in the period. Right now, 45 seconds left on the power play as Trable sends it out to center for Kaharchik. Drop behind him to McKinnon. Malachi into the zone. Lost his footing, but unable to clear was Jensen. Played across, but unable to take the pass cleanly was Anderson. And Springer will fire it ahead, but off the boot of Jensen. It ricocheted back to Kaharchik. 20 seconds left in the power play. Kaharchik trying to fight his way through the slot. He couldn't do it, but the puck will be kept in at the left point by McKinnon. 15 seconds left on the power play. It's Murphy, top of the left circle. Side of the net for Anderson. Back to Murphy at the left half wall. Carter back up to the blue line. Turns and fires, ricocheted wide. I think that went off the stick of Logan Anderson. Kaharchik to the rebound. Tried to feed the point. Springer will pitchfork it down the ice, but will miss Bloomer coming out of the box. Trable played it away, but Bloomer grabbed it. Bloomer in front. Couldn't feed Smith, who was cutting down the middle, and that is how the second period will end. No scoring in that middle frame, and at the end of 40, Tri-City leads Youngstown 1-0. Shots on goal for the game, 23-6 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms outshoot Tri-City 13-2 in the second period. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we will have the second intermission report here for you on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Lena's Pierogi House is your home for the area's best variety of pierogies. Daily specials include the Polish platter, the Hungarian platter, stuffed cabbage, and halushki. Having a last-minute get-together? Lena's has you covered with a wide variety of frozen take-home pierogies and dumplings. Go to Facebook at Lena's Pierogi House to see the weekly lineup of available flavors for dine-in or carry-out. Catch the best at Lena's Monday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Tuesday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 20 North Main Street in Hubbard, or call 234-254-8532.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday.
Western Reserve Radio is the Valley's online source for sports talk and local live events. Tune in and be a part of their live weekly shows, as well as all of the hard-hitting action of Youngstown Phantoms hockey, high school football, and the GDFL. Find them at westernreserveradio.com. Tune in and the Live 365 app to be a part of the area's sports conversation. Be sure to visit them on Facebook at Western Reserve Radio and on Twitter at WR_radio.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red, Price Heating and Cooling.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center for the second intermission report. At the end of 40 minutes of play, the Youngstown Phantoms trailed the Tri-City Storm by the score of 1-0. Shots on goal for the game, 23-6 in favor of Youngstown Phantoms. Outshoot Tri-City 13-2 in that second period, but absolutely nothing to show for it. Owen Nilsson doing his best impression of a brick wall in the Tri-City net right now, as he is currently pitching a 23-save shutout. Only goal of the game was scored at 2:10 of the first. Ashton Doms, 5th of the season. Jackson Lackus and Franny Natusel on the assist. Play was offside, but can't challenge offside in the USHL, and so the goal does stand. There were 2 penalties in the second period. Cooper Simpson called for high sticking at 3:44. Paul Bloomer called for slashing at 17:51. But both of those penalties by the wayside. Tri-City 0 for 2, Youngstown 0 for 3. Owen Nelson has stopped 23 out of 23. Tobias Trebel has stopped 5 out of 6. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
All right, class, let's hear what everyone did this weekend. Jill?
Well, I raised my older sister to a big oak tree. It was at least 100 years old. My mom said I must have set a record or something. And then we went down by a stream and perched up on this huge rock and saw all of these little minnows swimming around way below us. And then I rescued my little brother from an evil slug king who was guarding him in the bush fortress. And my sister and I brought him back to our super twig fort for safety. And then we all laid out and told stories until it got dark. And the Big Dipper led us all the way home. Awesome. Where were you, Jill? Yeah. We went to the forest. It's not that far away.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
Go Phantoms and best wishes this season from KO Consulting, your community and economic development firm specializing in grants for nonprofits, small business, and governments.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too, with free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
Phantom fans, get ready to score big flavor. Annie Ann's is serving up hot hand-rolled happiness all season long. Whether you go classic salted or sweet cinnamon sugar, every pretzel is a power play. So when the final horn sounds, head to Annie Ann's at Southern Park Mall or Eastwood Mall and treat yourself to the snack that always wins an OT. Let's go, Phantoms!
USHL, our stars rise.
Are you tired of switching apps just to catch your favorite shows and live events? Say hello to the iMedia One Network app, your one-stop destination for streaming and everything that matters. From national sports to exclusive local content, Western Reserve Radio, Western Reserve Radio 2, and City View Sportscast are now all in one place, anytime, anywhere. Download the free iMedia One Network app on iOS and Android and unlock the future of sports audio in the palm of your hand. The iMedia One Network, your sports app in the Valley.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
Someone's got to set the tone out there, boys. Someone's got to set it.
The station that sets the tone for Youngstown Phantoms hockey is Western Reserve Radio. WRTB, The Scourge.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center during the second intermission report. Phantoms trail Tri-City 2-1. 1-0. Let's take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. Earlier today, Sioux Falls down Team USA 11-3. Second intermission in Muskegon, the Jacks lead the Saints 4-1. Green Bay up 4-0 on Sioux City, and Fargo leads Chicago 2-1. Over to the NHL scoreboard. Blue Jackets lead the Pens 3-1. Predators and Blackhawks are scoreless. Mammoth lead the Stars 2-1. Over to the college hockey scoreboard. Robert Morris and Mercyhurst tied at 1, early moments of the third period. Dartmouth down Vermont 7-2. RPI 4-1 winners over Niagara. Bowling Green leads Princeton 4-0. Michigan with a 3-0 lead on Harvard. Yale leads Omaha 2-1. Clarkson leads UMass Lowell 1-0 halfway through the second. St. Thomas and Michigan Tech tied at 2. Minnesota State leads Northern Michigan 3-0. Augustana and Lake Superior State tied at 1 at the second intermission. Second quarter between Texas and Texas A&M. The Longhorns lead the Aggies 3-0. Earlier today, the Bears down the Eagles 24-15. Bears now 9-3 on the season. That'll do it for our out-of-town scoreboard and second intermission report. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a timeout. When we come back, third period action between Tri-City and Youngstown Phantoms looking for a goal here on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
You got so much to do, it's got you feeling blue. Put a little play in your day, 'cause it's fun all over the state. So come on, great games wait for you and me, the Ohio Lottery. Put a little play in your day, put a little play in your day.
Fans, become part of the Phantoms family to get special discounts, free parking, a reserved seat throughout the year, and more. To join the Phantoms family, call 330-747-7825 for more information.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
Attention fans, do not forget to grab your Chuck-a-Pucks. They are available for purchase right now in the main concourse. Get yours before the second intermission and be ready for your chance to win some good prizes. Chuck-a-Puck will be taking place after the second period. Can you make it in the Ohio Lottery Bucket?
Tree Preservation provides the highest quality residential, municipal, and commercial tree and plant health care services to the Mahoning Valley. Our team of certified arborists and licensed crane operators have been elevating tree care in the valley since 2013, using state-of-the-art industry equipment and practices. Contact us today for a no-charge estimate.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Fans, 50/50 raffle tickets for tonight's game are on sale now in the main concourse. Tickets are $1 each or 10 for $5. Head to the main entrance to get your tickets now.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio, where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Stay up to date on when and where the Phantoms play by following our social media platforms. Find us on Instagram, X, Facebook, TikTok, and more.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
Western Reserve Radio is the home of the Youngstown Phantoms. Be sure to call 330-747-PUCK for ticket information or go to youngstownphantoms.com.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for the start of the third period. Phantoms trail Tri-City 1-0. Shots on goal for the game, 23-6 in favor of Youngstown. Phantoms outshot Tri-City 13-2 in the second, but cannot seem to find a way to solve Owen Nelson as of yet. Currently pitching a 23-save shutout. Phantoms when trailing after 2, 1-4 on the season. Tri-City when leading after 2, 5-2. Will be Ryan Rusinski against Carson Pilgrim in the circle. And you can roll for initiative as the third period is underway. Rusinski won the draw to Murphy, over to Wilson, off the window, and to Cooper Simpson. Spun it back ahead looking for Wilson, came to Sasaki, and Kazuma will club it into the Tri-City zone. Turned over, kept at the line by Simpson. Spun it around the kick plate to Sasaki in the left wing corner. To Rusinski, try to work it over to Simpson, stolen by Brecken Smith. Grabbed by Bodie Leyland, sent up the wall, kept by Murphy. Into the corner for Simpson. To the point for Rusinski. Rue, intentionally wide of the cage, but nobody there for Youngstown. Simpson catches up to it in the left wing corner. Feeds Wilson at the point. Cross point to Murphy, back across the near side for Wilson. His shot missed the cage and off the corner boards. Down the ice it goes. Tri-City to the line change. 55 seconds into this third period. Murphy ahead through the stick check of Connor Brown. And into the zone. Murphy, top of the left circle. His shot missed the cage. Kept by Hextall. Traded off to Houston. Between the circles, Hextall. His shot was blocked. Rebound to O'Leary. Now Jardine. To left wing corner. Spun off of Kozak. And worked it to Hextall. To the left point for Vini. D to Houston. Turns. Fires. Shot was redirected wide along the way. Vini kept it at the half wall. Bumped it down low, looking for O'Leary. Played away by the Storm. Brown kicking at it, but it came to Hextall. Jack, the left dot, spun away from Bloomer. Played it to open ice. Hextall still with it. Turned and fired it down low, but pass was blocked. Pinballing around. Finally grabbed by Brown and ushered through center. Gained the red line and sent it deep. Somehow through all of that, Youngstown not credited with a shot on net. Vini from behind his cage to Houston, back to Hextall. Phantoms are changing behind the play as Hextall sent it deep. Bounced off the back of the cage to Sofakidis. Knocked down, played in front. Thompson fanned on it as it came to him at the hash marks. Hamilton around the cage, into the slot, off of Hextall. And grabbed by the Storm. Skating ahead is Sofakidis. Ahead to Doms. Gained the red line and fired it into the Youngstown end. Came around the kick plate. Koharchik bumped it up the wall. McKinnon couldn't clear. Loose between the circles. Grabbed by Koharchik, and he'll carry ahead 2-on-4. Matouche around his man. Shot! Nelson with the save, and he holds. $17:26 left in the third, which is presented by Mercy Health. Face off to the left of Nelson. It'll be Koharchik to take the draw. I believe against Springer. Face off controlled by the Storm. Mikulski around the wall. Found Murin in the neutral zone. Chipped it past Hamilton and into the Youngstown end. But Hamilton put him on his wallet. Puck came to the top of the circle for McKinnon. Whipped out to center by Hamilton. Into the zone came Hesh. He fed it across, but pass was stolen by Malmquist, came to the near side, grabbed by Springer, and sent out to center. Bouncing puck, chipped ahead by Braden Thompson. Drifting into it was McKinnon, and he'll play it back into the Storm end. Mikulski, first one to it, spun away from Kaharchik and then Sasaki. Able to play it to Roloff and back ahead for Springer into the Youngstown zone. Cut through a couple of players, got a shot away, but it missed the net. Murin to the rebound for the Storm, but it came up in the air and settled down for Murphy. Carter, nice move to get around Murin, but turned it over as he tried to exit the zone. Springer to Smith, right circle. Brecken back to the wall, fired it around the kick plate over to Luka Jarvis. Backhanded down low, looking for Smith, played away by Wilson and grabbed by Kaharchik. Kaharchik fighting through the stick checks of Jarvis and lifted out to center, but couldn't find Sasaki. It'll be Smith with it, back into his own zone, dropped it back for Leyland. D to D over to Anastasio, ahead off of Pilgrim at center, and then on net, Trable sent it over to the near wall, and Houston got it out to center. Jarvis dropped it back for Roloff, spun it to open ice far side. Skated into by Rusinski and punched in the zone, but Nelson behind the cage to stop it. Sent it far corner for Kozak, who lifts it out to center. Chipped into the zone by Jensen, rolled behind the cage. Vini tried to pass it across to Houston, stolen by Jensen. He fed the middle, but Bloomer couldn't get a shot away. Kept it the line by Roloff. Now fed through the slot by Brown. Couldn't find Jensen. Picked it up off the far wall. His spinning shot was blocked by his own man, Bloomer, and now it's Simpson trying to clear. Couldn't do it. Taken away by Bloomer and Jensen, who sent it back behind the cage. Vini there to stop it up for Youngstown, trying to keep it away from Connor Brown. He worked it to Cal Houston. Ahead over to Rusinski and ahead for Sasaki. Sasaki got a shot away. Nelson with the save, and he covers. Kazumo Sasaki turned on the Jets there for a moment. .15:06 left in the third. Phantoms still looking for that opening goal. Face-off violation on Tri-City. I think they're going to kick Natusil out of the circle. Stepping in to take the draw is Doms against Hextall. Doms will win that face-off. Sofakidis around the cage to the far side, found Natusil along the wall, and he will fire it out to center off the stick of Lakis. Goes behind the Phantoms cage, plays to the left corner. Grabbed by Jardine and out to center for Hextall. Jack fired it to the left wing corner. Sofakidis got there ahead of O'Leary, but Kyle slowing things down there along the end wall. 14:40 left in the third. Phantoms trail 1-0. Phantoms get it out of the scrum. Hextall to Hamilton. Shot, missed the cage. Rebound to the weak side. Fit into the slot for Hextall, but his little one-timer was blocked. Puck into the left corner. O'Leary with it. O'Leary start-stop around the cage. Tried the wrap around. Nelson shut off. Loose in the blue paint. Still loose, and it's cleared to the line by the Storm. Berard to Hamilton. Shot off a Tri-City stick and out of play. Media timeout, 14:16 left in the third. Tri-City leads 1-0. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
At Texas Roadhouse, we do more than just hand-cut steaks. We have hot, fall-off-the-bone ribs, and everybody loves our fresh-baked bread with that honey cinnamon butter. The Phantoms love Texas Roadhouse, and we know you will too.
I'm Jarrett, owner of Pineapple POS. The same hardware that powers the Cavelli Center can power your business too. With free hardware, local service, and tools to eliminate your credit card processing fees. Visit pineapplepos.com.
You're listening to Western Reserve Radio, home of the Youngstown Phantoms. On the Live 365 network and the Live 365 app.
Welcome back to Western Reserve Radio's coverage of the Youngstown Phantoms. Now here's the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center. 14:16 left in the third. Phantoms trail 1-0. I'll say hi to my football broadcasting partner, Matt Empsch, tuning in on the Western Reserve app while he's enjoying some family time down in Florida. Hey, Matty. Face off to the right of Nelson, controlled by the Storm. They'll play it around the kick plate now to center. Roll off, had it knocked off his twig by McKinnon, rolled to Murphy, now back to McKinnon, gains the red line, and fires into the Storm end. Hesh couldn't stop it at the half wall. Springer, however, unable to clear, walked toward the slot, then had to spin away. Now able to get it out to the neutral zone. Skating into it was Malmquist, but he's knocked off the puck in front of the benches by Kuharczyk. To the red line for McKinnon, fired to the near wall, but Hesh couldn't take the pass cleanly. Storm get it back out to center. Murphy, he'll try firing it in. Bounces over to Hesh in the left corner. Hopped over his stick, and Murin will get it as far as the red line, pinballing around before Malmquist will send it down the ice. No icing here on the Storm as they are changing. And Wilson will play it across over to Murphy. Carter, red line and blue into the Tri-City zone. And now he'll whip it around the kick plate. Came to Svitov in the left corner. Joined down there by Kuharczyk. Phantoms changing the D behind the play. Anderson fed it down low for Svitov. Knocked off the puck by Anastasio. Smith tried to feed it up the wall. Grabbed by Anderson to the point for Vini. Glove down in the slot by Miller. To Houston. In front into the blue paint. Nelson stops it as it was trying to squeeze through the pillows. Threw that trapper down on top of it. .12:44 left in the third. Phantoms out shooting Tri-City 4-0 here through the first 7:16 of the period. Have not been shut out by the Storm since February 4th of 2011. Scott Diebold put up a clean sheet against them. Face off to the right of Nelson. Face off, however, won by Smith. Played around the wall, and Jensen will redirect it down to the Phantoms end. No icing. Feeney pitchforks it back to center. Houston behind him to Sasaki. Played over to Simpson. Cooper centering feed. Loose in front. They score! Double arigato, Kazumo Sasaki, his first in the USHL, and Youngstown is on the board. Time of the goal, 7:34. As we get a look at the replay, Sasaki wins the puck battle at center, feeds it over to Simpson. Cooper from the corner fed it in front, came off the skates of Rusinski. Nelson was down on the play, and Sasaki lifts the backhander home from the edge of the blue paint, and Youngstown is on the board. First goal in the USHL for Kazumo Sasaki. Back to live action. Phantoms turn it over at center. Into the zone comes Natusel. Natusel forced behind the cage and then couldn't feed it back in front as Trable came out to challenge. Hamilton has it bounce over his stick, couldn't clear. Fed in front from the corner by Natusel, guarded away by Rusinski. Loose in the corner, it's Lakis. Had his body taken by Hamilton, and Rusinski played it around the wall, kept by LaPointe at the half. His shot blocked by Sasaki. Puck still loose, came to Doms. Doms left point, shot was blocked by Rusinski, and he's coming back through center into the zone 1-on-3. Ruse just gonna peel off, take a heavy hit. Rue a little slow to get up, and a penalty coming behind the play. I believe that is going to be on that check there against Rusinski. And boarding will be the call from referee Luke Stork. As bodies come together at the side of the blue paint. Heading to the penalty box is Ashton Doms. Well, it took 28 shots, but the Phantoms finally solve Owen Nelson. Much to the delight of the 1,226 fans here at the Covelli Center. Very nice crowd here for $2 beers. Just one $2 beer night remaining on the calendar so far. And that is 2 weeks from tonight, December the 12th, against the Omaha Lancers. Call the Phantoms box office for tickets. For more information, 330-747-PUCK. That's 330-747-7825. As Eric Michaels over to talk to Ryan Ward. Doesn't look like John Torchetti does want a word. All right, we're ready to go. Face off to the left of Nelson. Rusinski to take the draw against Springer. And a less than legal face-off. We'll do it again. I think they're just going to hold the clock for a second, as 1 second did tick off, and puck is down. Phantoms win the draw. Simpson up the wall to Wilson. Jack walks the blue line, feeds it over to Hextall, left half. Hextall, Jardine, one-timer. Nelson with the save. Rebound cleared. Sent down on net by Springer, and Trable will set it up for Wilson. 20 seconds gone on the power play. Rusinski to Wilson, up to the line, and sent back out to center, but not the length. Wilson will retreat into his own end, play catch with Simpson, and now send it ahead for Rusinski. Root gained the red line, then dropped it back for Wilson, fired across for Simpson. Into the zone, was trying to get it to Jardine, but Evan hadn't got the motor going yet. Anastasio around the wall, stopped up by Rusinski's leaping effort at the half, cleared up the middle by Tri-City, but kept at the line by Wilson. Down to Hextall, now back to Wilson at the blue line. Jack eyes the cage. Shot missed the net, was well high. Simpson to the rebound in the left corner, fired around the wall to Hextall far side. Poked off of his twig, however, and down the ice. 50 seconds left on the power play for Youngstown. Second power play unit cycling on. Wilson carries ahead and left it for McKinnon. Jack will go to the bench. Malachi into the zone, pulls up at the top of the right circle, waits for help. Walks the blue line, fanned on his pass, and it's out to center. Nice pressure there from Mason Jensen. Into the zone now, it's Kaharchik. Kaharchik, center point to Murphy. 25 seconds left in the power play. To McKinnon, left corner, back to Murphy, across Kaharchik, fake the one-timer. Now he'll flick it wide of the cage and off the corner boards. It'll go down the ice. Murphy back for it. Time for one last rush. 8 seconds left in the power play. No, Murphy's going to slow it down. And the fourth Phantom power play of the game will go by the wayside right now, as out of the box is Ashton Doms. McKinnon steals a clearing pass, fires over the right point for Houston. Cal pumped it back down low. Anderson took his man to the wall so that the puck could come to McKinnon, but Malachi had it stolen, then stole it back. Fed it in front, but nobody there for Youngstown. Carrying ahead is Jarvis. Brought it to the official's crease, backhanded it on the cage, and Trable will cover up. 8:58 left in the third. We'll have our final media timeout. We're tied at 1. You're listening to Youngstown Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and Flow Sports. Nobody. I cannot.
Only thing that's on my mind is who's gonna run this town tonight.
We are, yeah, I said it, we are. This is Rock Nation. Pledge your allegiance.
Welcome back inside the Covelli Center. 8:58 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Phantoms goal belonging to Kazuma Sasaki, making his USHL debut tonight. Face off to the right of Trail. Rusinski to take the draw against Natusul. Natusul won it cleanly to Jarvis. Turn, fired, shot was blocked. Puck into the corner, Rusinski. Threw a nice check on Natusul to get the puck free and clear it to center. Picked up at the red line by Mikulski. Back ahead, was looking for Natusul, but it came to Rusinski. Floated near side for Vini. Fired across, was looking for Houston, but way too far ahead of him. And Tri-City will clear it back out to center. Jarvis into the zone. Start-stop trying to get around Sasaki. Couldn't do it. From the half wall, Houston skates into it. Coming ahead is Simpson 3-on-3. Simpson cuts to the middle and then knocked off his stick and out to center. Fired back in by Vini. Nelson lost his stick trying to slow it down behind the cage. Simpson back on it after the Phantoms touch up, but it rolls to Mikulski. Nice work with the body there by Roloff to keep Simpson away from the puck. Over to the near side, it's Springer out to center, taken away by Simpson. Drop back to Hamilton, now ahead for Hextall into the zone. As Hextall took a high bump behind the play, went down, play continues. Left corner, Jardine trying to work it free, but he's tangled well by Doms as the puck pops out of play into the meshing. .752 left in the third. Tied at 1. Face off to the right of Nelson. Hextall to take the draw against Springer. But we're going to, no, it won't be against Springer because Springer's going to be kicked out of the circle. Here says Noah Fleming, who is not the linesman dropping the puck. That would be linesman Douglas Hook. Phantoms win the draw. Jardine into the corner, fed it into the blue paint, save by Nelson. Loose at the side of the net, skated into by Roloff, fed up the near wall, taken by Hextall, fired back down low through O'Leary. It came to Jardine in the right corner. Jardine bumped it down low, but only one behind the net was Doms, and he'll play it off the window and down the ice. Bounced under the stick of Hamilton and down into the Youngstown zone. Plays it away from his man, that was Springer. Came to Jardine, back to Hamilton behind the cage. Out to center for O'Leary. Kyle couldn't back his way across the red line to get it deep. Bounces now to Anastasio, and he'll fire it into the Youngstown zone. Hamilton to it. Berard clubbed it up the wall. O'Leary couldn't clear. Bloomer held the line. Came to Anastasio, fed it into the slot, sticked away by Hamilton. Came to Berard. His cross-ice pass stolen by Jensen. Jensen to Bloomer, left circle. Retreats and then drops it to Jensen. Lost the puck, trying to spin away from the shot block attempt of Brody Berard. And Youngstown gets it out to the neutral zone. Anastasio off the linesman, it ricocheted into the right wing corner. Hamilton sent it up the wall, but Bloomer stopped it there at the half. To the side of the cage for Jensen. Back to Brown, up to the point for Leyland, to the glove of Trable, who holds. Bloomer providing a nice screen in front. Face off to the left of Trable. Kaharchik to take the draw against Brown. Brown's been very good in the circle tonight for the Storm. But this one won by Kaharchik. Wilson up the near side, found McKinnon at center. This will be icing on Youngstown. Roloff wins the race back to the hash marks. We'll do it again in the defensive zone for Youngstown. 6:22 left in the third. Face off to the right of Trable. Kaharchik to take the draw against Pilgrim this time. And it's Kaharchik with the face-off win. Into the corner for Murphy. Carter out to center. Was looking for McKinnon. Not enough steam on this one for icing. And Roloff will pick it up at the top of the circles in his own end. Sauces it out to center. Bounced over the stick of Pilgrim. And that means it'll be icing on Tri-City. So we trade some icing whistles, and now the face-off will be down in the Storm end. 6:08 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Shots on goal for the game. 29-9 in favor of Youngstown. That is 6 in the period for the Phantoms and 3 for the Storm. Tri-City wins the defensive zone draw. Carry around the cage and fired it through the neutral zone. Smith into the Youngstown end. Gets it deep. Pilgrim had Kaharchik well and truly held with both hands, but no penalty on the play. Kaharchik and Pilgrim tied up behind the play, and referee Luke Stork watching them both, just saying, play on, boys, but, untangle. Phantoms get it deep. Storm will break it back out, and they'll play it into the Youngstown end. No icing. Storm to the line change. Houston to Murphy into the neutral zone. Gains the red line. Fires it to the right wing corner. It bounces to Rusinski. Up the wall. Houston couldn't hold the zone. It'll be grabbed by Sasaki and dropped back for Vini in their own end. D to Houston. Out to center for Rusinski, and from the red line, he'll fire it deep. Mikulski up the wall, kept at the left point by Vini. Over to Houston, to Rusinski. One-timer, but right to the glove of Owen Nelson with 5:03 left in the third. Again, Pucks and Paws night here at the Cavelli Center tomorrow. Great seats still available. Call 330-747-PUCKS for tickets. 330-747-7825. Face off to the left of Nelson. Rusinski to take the draw. I believe that is Connor Brown in the circle for Tri-City. Rusinski won the draw. Simpson fired around the kick plate to Vini at the near half. Bumped it back in the corner, but nobody there for Youngstown. In fact, the only one there was Bodie Leyland. Played it back through center. Into the zone come the Storm. Tri-City across. One-timer, glove save, Trable. Rebound cleared to the circle. Skating into it is Simpson. And across to Sasaki. Sasaki, left circle. His shot is blocked to the end glass. Puck stayed in play, and skating into it are the Storm. They'll come into the zone. Leyland lost the puck. Phantoms clear it back out to center. Grabbed his own line by Roloff. Fired ahead off the stick of Jensen. Storm get it deep, and then they start a line change. Thompson has it stolen by Lakis. But Braden took it right back, sent it up the wall, and getting it out to center is Jardine. Gave it right to Roloff at the logo. Back into the zone comes Doms. Long distance shot. Blocker saved by Trable. 4:05 left in the third. Jardine bumps it out to center, and O'Leary plays it deep. Roloff got to it ahead of him in the corner, fired it around the kick plate to Doms in the neutral zone. Spun off the check of Hextall and worked it to Natusel. Natusel lost the puck at the top of the left circle, but danced around Hextall. However, Jardine able to play the puck out to center. Natusel takes a spill on the play. Storm bounce it on net. Trable with the save, and he'll set it up for Braden Thompson. To Hextall. Gains the official's crease. Got it to McKinnon, who tried to turn and fire, but it was blocked by Smith. Sofakita skate to stick. And out to center for LaPointe. He'll chip it to the left wing corner. Rolled behind the cage, grabbed by Wilson. Up to the line, backhanded to center by McKinnon. Hustling back for it is LaPointe to play it away from Hesh. 3:05 left in the third. We're tied at 1. Storm carry ahead. They'll bank it out to center for Smith. Looks for help. Fires it near side for Jarvis. Defended well by Wilson. Whacked up the wall. Taken by Hesh and played to the neutral zone. At the red line, picked up by Kozak. Bobbled it as he retreated into his own end, but not under pressure, so he'll fire it back to center. Pilgrim lost it to Murphy. Played to McKinnon. Now Kaharchik. Kaharchik tripped up as he tried to go to the net. Youngstown will get a late power play. Easy call for referee Eric Michaels, as Cade Kozak put the twig right between the skates of Matusz Kaharczyk and gave him the old can opener. Time of the penalty, 17:24. And the Youngstown power play, which was so good last weekend, looks to see if they can put the Phantoms ahead here late. However, it is the Storm that win the faceoff. Leyland around the cage and down the ice. Wilson back for it to Rusinski. Rue, red line and blue into the zone, plays it over to Hextall near side. Being watched by Smith, and Springer bounces it up to the point to Wilson. Fired across to Simpson. Turned and just quickly fired it down low as he was under heavy pressure. Hextall couldn't work it away from Leyland, and we have, I think, the puck touched by a high stick, or are they calling a high stick penalty on Cooper Simpson? They are calling a high stick penalty on Cooper Simpson, and that will end the power play. Simpson, his third penalty of the game. Time of the penalty, 17:56. So we will skate 4-on-4 for a minute 28, and then Tri-City will have a power play for 32 seconds. One of our referees over talking to John Torchetti. That is Eric Michaels. Hextall, Jardine, Murphy, and I believe Hamilton. Pilgrim, Jarvis, LaPointe. And Roloff as Pilgrim wins the draw. LaPointe over to Roloff, left circle. Fed it into the left corner for Jarvis, who's bodied up by Murphy. Fed the point for Roloff. Across the LaPointe, one-timer is blocked. And it's Hextall with the loose puck. To Murphy. Cross the red line and now into the zone. Murphy forced out to center. Fans will have to touch up. Carter in front of his own bench trying to get around the linesman. Dropped it back to Hamilton. Jack from in front of his own net. Leave it in the right circle for Murphy. Out to center for Hextall, who lost his footing, but smartly played it back to Murphy so that Tri-City couldn't get down on the break. 40 seconds left in the 4-on-4. 1:15 left in the third. Again, Tri-City will get a 32-second power play here right before regulation ends. Into the Tri-City zone. Leyland up the near wall, found Smith, bumped back to the net, and Nelson will set it up for Anastasio. 20 seconds left in the 4-on-4, 55 seconds and less left in the third period. Springer through center, turned it over. Hesh was hooked down by Smith. Play continues. 5 seconds left in the 4-on-4. Wilson to Rusinski. Thought the fans were offside on the zone entry there. And now Tri-City is on the power play for 25 seconds. They're into the zone. Smith, his shot is blocked by Houston. Puck picked up by Wilson and cleared. 15 seconds left in the power play. 15 seconds left in regulation. 10 seconds left in the power play. Roloff drops it back to Leyland. Across to Jensen, into the zone. Back to Brown at the left point. Brown to the point. Back to even strength. Shot goes wide of the net. Leyland with the redirect, and that is how regulation will end. At the end of 60 minutes, the Phantoms and Storm are tied at 1. Shots on goal for the game, 30-11 in favor of Youngstown. 7 in the period for the Phantoms and 5 for Tri-City. We're going to step aside for a quick timeout. When we come back, 3-on-3 sudden victory here on West Reserve Radio and Flow Sports.
Your best source for everything hockey is here. The NHL app is your place to get every highlight from every game.
McDavid to the net.
player content you won't find anywhere else.
You guys have a helmet I could throw on for this?
The most NHL edge stats and advanced analytics and ways to catch up on the game how you want, when you want. When it comes to following the NHL, don't settle for anything else. Hockey is better on the NHL app.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
During the fall and winter, grilling season never ends, and Gessler Propane is your local supplier that makes sure you get your hard-earned money's worth. Why go to gas exchanges to pay higher prices for tanks not filled to capacity? Gessler Propane makes sure you're prepared for year-round grilling with 100% filled tanks at a reasonable cost. See Bob Monday through Friday, 10 to 4, and Saturday, 9 to 3 at Gessler Propane, 702 Youngstown Poland Road, Struthers, or call 330-755-9119. Gessler Propane. They got gas.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Gavelli Center for overtime. Phantoms are 1-1 in 3-on-3 play. Tri-City 0-2. Phantoms win the draw. Simpson into the zone. Forces it back to Wilson at center. Looked like Cooper was going to have a step, but then the puck rolled on him. Wilson, Kaharchik, and Simpson. Jarvis, Pilgrim, and Roloff. And here it's Wilson in his own zone. Leaves it for Simpson. Up the middle to Kaharchik. Matoush coming in. Shot wide of the cage. Nice defense by Pilgrim, who has the puck now. 30 seconds gone in overtime. Snapped it out to center. Unable to take the pass cleanly was Jarvis, and will roll to Wilson. Jarvis thought he was going to go to the bench for the line change. He'll stay on. Kaharchik carries ahead. Into the zone. Crisscrosses with Simpson. Now peels back. Simpson off. Rusinski on. As Kaharchik sends it back to center for Wilson, and Kaharchik will head to the bench. Jack back into his own zone. Being watched by Pilgrim. Pilgrim now will go to the bench as it's send ahead for Sasaki. Sasaki crisscrosses with Murphy, now back out to center. 3:45 left in overtime. As Sasaki sets it up for Murphy. Carter. Start-stop, carries ahead into the zone for Rusinski. Turned his back to the play, sent it in front for Sasaki. Turned and fired, but missed the cage. Great look for Rusinski and then Sasaki, but now it's Tri-City's turn. Natusel. Pass Sasaki at center. Into the zone. Shot. Missed the cage. Natusel. Sneaky little play there to shove Rusinski down so he could get to the puck. Played up to the top of the left circle for Anastasio. Side of the cage, Natusel. And up the wall to Lakis. Lost the puck in the official skates, and Sasaki will play it over to Rusinski, and Murphy and Sasaki will head to the bench, and I'm sure Rusinski will head there as well as soon as he can get some teammates on the ice. And it's McKinnon and Houston, and Rue does indeed head to the bench. McKinnon behind the cage. Trades it off for Houston. Winds it up for Hextall. Jack into the zone. Left circle. Guarded by Smith. Sent over the right point for Houston. Center point, McKinnon. McKinnon. Still with it. Trades it off for Hextall. Hextall. In. Shot. Shoulder saved by Nelson. Phams got away with an interference call. Hextall to the line for Houston. Start, stop, and trades it off to McKinnon. McKinnon between the circles. Thought about ripping it. Instead, we'll give it up to Hextall. Watched by Springer, and Hextall will just retreat back out to center. Phams may want to think about a line change here with 2 minutes left in overtime. Houston to McKinnon. Malachi into the zone. Shot, ripped it wide of the cage. Rebound, he fanned on it. Maybe looking for a bank off the back play there as he floated it to Hextall near side. Works his way past Anastasio. Hextall in the zone 1-on-3. Looks for a trailer. It's Wilson. Jack, shot blocked. Nice shot block there by Anastasio. Puck rolled to Smith. Squirted away from Simpson. Brecken turning on the Jets. Into the Youngstown zone. Poked out to center. Hustling down after it is Wilson. has Kaharchik with him. It's 2-on-2. Wilson crisscrossing. Shot! Scores! Sayonara! Arrivederci! Adios! Auf Wiedersehen and aloha! Oh, mean goodbye! Jack Wilson walks it off for Youngstown. Your final score in overtime, Youngstown 2 and Tri-City 1. Time of the overtime goal, 3:49. We're going to go ahead and step aside for a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we will have the post-game show here for you on West Reserve Radio and Flow Hockey.
Watch this. Let's face it, what a time to be making a hockey show.
Nice. Just when I thought last year couldn't be topped.
Let them know what they're in for here.
Here we are.
How scared are you guys? How scared are you?
What keeps you motivated?
I think winning. I don't really know any different.
Price Heating and Cooling is a family-owned and operated residential and commercial HVAC company proud to serve the Mahoning Valley since 1937.
As an award-winning Carrier Factory authorized dealer, Price Heating and Cooling exhibits the exceptional standards, knowledge, and service you deserve. Is your home ready for warmer weather? Call today to learn about our financing options with approved credit on new air conditioning systems. And all of our pricing is upfront with no hidden fees.
Turn to your experts in red. Price Heating and Cooling.
Discover Mahoning County and Northeast Ohio where charm meets adventure. Explore stunning parks, vibrant arts, and rich history. From the scenic trails of Mill Creek Park to lively downtown Youngstown, Mahoning County has it all. Tee off at award-winning golf courses, enjoy the waters of Lake Milton, and browse charming antique shops. Indulge in local cuisine, relax at wineries and breweries, and experience unforgettable year-round events. Whether you're here for a weekend getaway or a family vacation, Mahoning County welcomes you with open arms. Plan your visit today and create memories that will last a lifetime. Visit exploremahoning.com and start your adventure.
Veterans. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission is here to help you. Whether you served 5 years ago or 50 years ago, if you are honorably discharged from active military service, you may be eligible for benefits, including Veterans VA benefits, county financial assistance, assisted living benefits, and more. Our friendly and supportive staff is ready to help you. Go to mcveterans.org to see all of the benefits and services offered, or call today. The Mahoning County Veteran Service Commission, serving those who have served.
We now return you to Phantoms Hockey on Western Reserve Radio and the voice of the Phantoms, Matt Lipsack.
Welcome back inside the Cavelli Center for the postgame show. Your final score tonight in overtime, Youngstown 2 and Tri-City 1. Final shots on goal for the game, 32-11 in favor of the Phantoms. Phantoms outshoot Tri-City 2-0 in overtime. Let's get you a scoring recap for tonight's game. At 2:10 of the first period was Ashton Doms with his 5th goal of the season. Jackson Lackas and Franny Natusel with the helpers. And Tri-City led 1-0. No scoring in the second. At 7:34 of the third, Kazumo Sasaki, his first in the USHL, Cooper Simpson, and JT Vini with the assist. I believe that should be Ryan Rusinski. I think the puck hit off him in front with the assist, and that tied the game at 1. We went to overtime. In the overtime period, Jack Wilson gets his 7th of the season. Matush Kaharchik with the assist. And Jack Wilson, back-to-back game-winning goals. Each of his last 2 goals have been overtime game winners. Tobias Trabel got the win. He stopped 10 out of 11. Owen Nelson played extremely well and takes the hard luck loss. He stopped 29 out of 31. Phantom power play 0 for 5. Tri-City power play 0 for 3. 3 stars of the game. Third star went to Ashton Daum. Second star went to Kazimo Sasaki. And the first star with the overtime game winner went to Jack Wilson. Phantoms and Tri-City here again tomorrow night at the Cavelli Center for the second of 2 on the weekend and the second of 4 straight between these two clubs before they take off for Rochester, New York for games next Thursday and Friday. But great seats still remaining for Pucks and Paws night here at the Cavelli Center tomorrow. You can call the Phantoms box office for tickets or more information, 330-747-PUCK. That is 330-747-7825. For my engineer, Dave Ferris, and our supervisor, Jonathan Lipsack, I am Matt Lipsack, the voice of the Youngstown Phantoms. Thank you for tuning in tonight, everybody. One more time, your final score in overtime, Youngstown 2 and Tri-City 1. We will catch you here at the Cavelli Center tomorrow night. Sound out. Fade to black.
We thank you for joining us for this special presentation of the iMedia One Network, and we now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.